Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Dragon Ball, Creation and Destruction. Chapter 41. Then, I will ask Whis to teach me the destructive ability of gods of destruction. Chi Tien said. Okay, no problem. Whis nodded, without objection. Actually, destroying this skill is very simple. It is nothing more than changing the molecular structure of the object, because the molecular structure changes will generate a lot of energy. This is the destruction, the basic principle, but if you want to fully understand the essence of destruction, you still need to slowly ponder it yourself. By the way, Whis, Vados said, as long as I can comprehend the true self-consciousness, I can step into the team of Intern Angel, right? Chi Tien asked. Yes, Sister Vados is right. Whis was taken aback for a moment and nodded. But to realize the true self-consciousness is only the first step. To become an Intern Angel, you need to have a peaceful heart. Quote, I lack everything, the only thing I don't lack is the peace of mind. Chi Tien grinned. Whis said nothing. It seems that this kid has ambitious goals. Are you trying to take over from my angel? Well, I will come on. Chi Tien clenched his fists. After 10 minutes, destroy. The destructive energy in Chi Tien's hands bloomed and hit Beerus's castle all at once. Snapped. Immediately, Beerus's castle was turned into scum. Whis, don't experiment with Lord Beerus's castle. Whis clutched his forehead, his head big for a while. That's it, Lord Beerus's castle disappeared. But let alone, this kid's talent is absolutely amazing. Just one click. I just talked to him about the principle of destruction, and he understood it in only 10 minutes. Although with his current destructive ability, destroying a planet seems to be a little difficult. But it is very easy to destroy a city easily. Huh. Something's wrong. I feel that what he just used did not look like gods of destruction technique. Although very similar, it doesn't seem to be difficult. Chi Tien thoughtfully, it's a bit similar to my compressed combat power. Compressed combat power. Whis was stunned. Simply put, I practiced by compressing combat power. Chi Tien said his own practice method. I found that these energies can be compressed, and the compressed energy will be more refined and more powerful. So that's the way it is. Whis nodded, and soon understood, but your practice method will put a serious load on your body in the future. Vados also said something similar, let's talk about it later. Chi Tien smiled. Then what you just destroyed. Whis widened his eyes, I see. You didn't use the destruction just now, but you were compressing the castle so that its molecular structure reached a critical point, and appeared. The phenomenon of destruction. Yes, Chi Tien nodded, destruction is to destroy the molecular structure of the object. I destroy the molecular structure by compressing the molecular structure. In fact, the truth is the same. Whis didn't say a word. I feel that this kid is really talented. Actually destroy the object through this method. Oh, Lord Beerus's castle is destroyed. Chi Tien, where do you want to rest in the future? Whis smiled, we angels don't need sleep, but gods of destruction is different. We still need sleep to supplement it. Physically. The old will not go and the new will not come. Chi Tien smiled and said, the cat smell on Beerus's castle is too strong. I want to build a castle for myself. Whis, I have mastered the destruction. Next, I will choose a Supreme Kai, so I can become a true gods of destruction, right? Chi Tien asked. That would have to wait for Lord Supreme Kai to realize the true meaning of Supreme Kai. Whis said. Isn't the inheritance of Supreme Kai broken? Chi Tien asked, who will teach the new Supreme Kai? Supreme Kai is not so much about creating new planets as it provides an opportunity to create planets. In addition, it can also divide a planet into several planets to increase the number of planets. Although sometimes it will also create new planets. Life or transfer life from other planets, but the basic job is to watch the state of the planet. Whis explained, because there are too many planets, the king will help them. If the balance of the universe is disrupted, they will also intervene, usually only as a reference for new life forms, instead of directly shooting. The planet has increased too much, so gods of destruction will take damage in order to maintain balance. Gods of destruction is not a matter of commanding Supreme Kai, but rely on independent judgment. However, most gods of destruction have a rather impetuous personality, and even important planets can sometimes be destroyed. Chi Tien, Whis, why do I sound familiar to you? You will not come out of Baidu, right? And if Gods of Destruction accidentally destroys a planet that shouldn't be destroyed, as an angel, you can use time backwards to recover. Whis continued. So, after choosing a suitable Supreme Kai, it's okay to find a few realm kings to teach him well, right? Chi Tian asked. Yes, that's what it means. Whis nodded. Who is the right person to choose as Supreme Kai? Chi Tian propped his chin in thought. Generally speaking, Supreme Kai chooses from the 4 kings. Whis replied, of course we can also find more suitable candidates. No, if I am Gods of Destruction, I must choose a stronger Supreme Kai. Chi Tian shook his head, I don't want to disappear because of Supreme Kai's death while I sleep. Whis, what you said makes sense. Regarding the choice of Supreme Kai, we must be cautious. Chi Tian sighed, at least I have to find someone with similar strength to me. A person of the same strength as you. Whis sighed slightly, a person of the same strength as you currently does not exist in the 7th universe. Whis, can you say that I can serve both Gods of Destruction and Supreme Kai's duties at the same time? Chi Tian suddenly thought. Whis, what do you think? I'm afraid this won't work. Whis sighed. You really dare to think about it? Do you want to serve both Gods of Destruction and Supreme Kai? Why? Chi Tian asked. Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction must be 2 people. Whis replied. Then, if I practice a clone to become Supreme Kai, what do you think? Chi Tian asked again. Whis didn't want to talk anymore. These ideas of you are so strange. I don't know how to answer you. If you don't speak, you can just do it like this. Chi Tian nodded thoughtfully. Whis, what do you mean by acquiescence without speaking? I didn't agree, okay. Next, I will try to practice a clone first. Chi Tian said in deep thought. Whis thought about it carefully, but didn't object. Although Supreme Kai and Gods of Destruction have never been a precedent. But this kind of dual roles for Gods of Destruction and Supreme Kai seems to work to some extent. Of course, the premise is that you have to take care of this universe. If you make a mess of this universe, you will be severely punished at that time. Alright, but let me state in advance. If you really want your clone to be Supreme Kai, you need to take care of this universe. Whis persuaded, currently our universe's overall rating it is the bottom of the universe. We now have a total of 12 universes. If through your efforts, we can make our universe score into the top 5, then you have 2 roles, even Master Zeno and Master Grand Priest. If I know it, I will only praise you. Understand? Chi Tian nodded solemnly. In fact, if you want to take care of this universe, it's nothing more than to allow the humans of this universe to develop better and not to overpopulate. What did the previous Supreme Kai do? Sample. I'm sorry, the former Supreme Kai Master only knew to follow Majin Buu all day long. Whis sighed, so there are not many planets where humans are born in our universe, and this alone cannot be compared with other universes. Then, this is why Beerus-sama sleeps all day long. After all, there are not many unbalanced planets that need to be destroyed. So what I need to do most now is to develop more planets where humans can survive. Chi Tian thought for a while and asked. That's what it means. Whis nodded. This is what Supreme Kai should do. Chi Tian sighed, it's so difficult for me. I want to be Gods of Destruction again, and I also want to be Supreme Kai. Whis, you don't need to sigh. Isn't this the result you want? First of all, I need to practice a clone for myself. Chi Tian meditated, and looked up at Whis. Whis, do you have a suitable clone practice method here? There are 2 kinds of clones in simple terms. Whis replied, the first is to clone the body through regeneration. 2 you grow out. They are a bit similar to twins. You can also be understood as clones. You will all have different thoughts. The second is that you differentiate into a body, which is controlled by you, but doing so will consume a lot of your energy, which is far inferior to the first in terms of energy consumption. After all, the first one way is equivalent to 2 different individuals. Choose the second one. Chi Tian chose the second one without even thinking about it. The first kind of clone. Separate another me. Isn't that schizophrenia? Don't have to compete with the clone at the end. Or when I arrived, the clone would steal a woman from me. This is a bit painful. In the second way of avatar, the avatar is controlled by oneself. There is no question of robbing women. The second way of avatar cultivation is actually not difficult. Whis explained, as long as you differentiate and condense the breath of your body, you can achieve the effect of Avatar. Okay, I'll give it a try. Qi Tian nodded. Snapped. Qi Tian's hands released a mass of aura. Immediately afterwards, this group of breath condensed and deformed. However, it is still a bit difficult for Qi Tian to make this group of breath look like himself. Hard work pays off. After about half an hour. Snapped. This group of aura finally condensed into Qi Tian's appearance. Qi Tian can also clearly feel the connection he has established with this clone. The clone is like a game played by Qi Tian, and you can do whatever you want from the perspective of the clone. Of course, all of this is controlled by yourself. At present, the strength of this clone looks a bit weak. Qi Tian looked at this clone who was exactly the same as himself, and muttered in a low voice. After all, the clone is formed by your breath, it will definitely be weaker than your own body. Whis nodded. What if I control my clone to continue practicing? Qi Tian asked. The clone is originally formed by your own energy, how do you still practice? Whis wiped his sweat. Continue to compress. Qi Tian smiled. By continuously compressing one's own energy, perhaps the effect of cultivation can be achieved. Whis didn't want to say anything. If you say that, I don't know how to refute it. I suddenly felt that my angel seemed to have shortcomings in front of you. If you are a clone, don't need the tail. Qi Tian said, controlling the clone, letting his tail disappear all at once. The clone is just a special group of energy. Even if it has a tail, it won't become a gorilla. Of course it won't become Super Saiyan. Because the clone exists only in the form of energy. The only way to practice is to continuously compress combat effectiveness. The strength of my clone seems to be not as strong as the previous Supreme Kai, right? Qi Tian pondered. Yes, at most the level of Frieza's first floor. Whis nodded. I still control the clone, let this guy practice. Qi Tian smiled. After his strength reaches a certain level, I will let him and me become one again. 2 into 1. Whis was stunned. Whis, you said that when my clone reaches a certain level of strength, my own strength will continue to grow. After the two of us become one, can I step into Angel's door? Qi Tian asked Road. Whis clutched his forehead, speechless for a moment. What is your logic? Is this yarn related to Angel? Understood, I will cheer. Qi Tian clenched his fists. Whis, what do you understand? Are you asking yourself, okay? Call out. Qi Tian pointed at the clone lightly, and then controlled the clone and rushed into the sky. Before long, the clone disappeared. What did you let the clone do? Whis was stunned and couldn't help asking. Of course, let the clone practice go. Qi Tian grinned. Whis tired. Are you letting the clone to practice? Are you not good at cultivating here? Anyway, it just compresses combat power. Where is the practice different? Next, I will set a small goal for myself first. Qi Tian muttered, I want to make my strength reach the level of Beerus in the shortest time. Whis, is this a small goal? Your goal is big, okay. Reach the strength of Beerus. Just when Whis thought about it. Boom. However, Qi Tian burst into extremely powerful energy. The endless aura is centered on Qi Tian, spreading crazily around. What's the situation? Whis was taken aback. Ah, you don't need to care about these details. Qi Tian grinned, I just broke through accidentally. Whis, the current me has reached 100 trillion combat power, which is 100 times higher than before. Qi Tian said with a smile. Whis didn't say a word. How can the increase in your strength be calculated by 100 times and 100 times? Yes, just now, Qi Tian broke through again. Qi Tian made his combat effectiveness reach the 7th power of 100 by compressing his combat effectiveness. The 7th power of 100 is 100 trillion, right? Forget it, it doesn't matter. By the way, did we forget something? Whis muttered. What? Qi Tian asked. I can't remember it for a while, it shouldn't be a major event. Whis shook his head. Since it is not a major event, then forget it. Qi Tian nodded. ... Supreme Kai world. Majin Buu is rampant in this world. For a while, the creatures in the Supreme Kai world suffered. Some small animals were turned into snacks and eaten by Majin Buu. There are creatures in the Supreme Kai world. These creatures are used by Supreme Kai to build the planet. However, in just 1 hour, 1/10 of the creatures have been eaten by Majin Buu. It's not tasty, it's not tasty. Majin Buu said it was not tasty while eating. Nothing that cat takes me to eat is delicious. But how do I leave this place? Buu made a big circle around the Supreme Kai world, but he couldn't find a way out. If it doesn't work, let's finish eating the things on this planet first. Buu continued to do damage, turning creatures into food when he was hungry, and lying down on the ground to sleep when he was sleepy. Buu suddenly felt that being in this world is actually quite interesting. Time flies, time flies. 10 years passed in a flash. 7th universe, a certain planet. Chi Tien tilted Erlang's legs and sat on the throne of this planet. And below Chi Tien, there is a row of strange-looking aliens kneeling. These aliens look like black bears. Destroy. Destructive energy emerged in Chi Tien's hands and hit the planet. Snapped. Suddenly, the whole planet was like soap bubbles, turning into scum on the spot. Everyone on the planet also disappeared with the planet. At the next moment, Chi Tien and Whis were suspended in the starry sky. It's so boring. Chi Tien shook his head and sighed. It's no wonder that Beerus is so lazy. Although destroying the planet is just a matter of effort for me now, but I repeat the same work every day. It doesn't make much sense. Whis. After 10 years, have I cultivated a second Beerus? There was a short silence. Chi Tien, don't you still have a clone? The clone is creating a planet and creating life. Does that seem more meaningful? Whis smiled. Whis, you are right. Chi Tien nodded. In comparison, Supreme Kai's work is more interesting. Whis didn't want to talk anymore. Through my efforts over the years, what is the current comprehensive level of our 7th universe? Chi Tien asked. Efforts will be rewarded. After these 10 years of development, our 7th universe has changed from the last to the 3rd. Whis smiled. It's still the countdown. Chi Tien sighed. I have worked so seriously, and I still have the bottom. If we change to Lord Beerus, I am afraid we will still be the last existence. Whis comforted. Chi Tien, really, it's already very good. If you want to increase the comprehensive index of universe, how can you? How easy is it? Don't forget, you are improving, and other universes are also improving. You are right. Chi Tien nodded. We should be the second to last, but there was a small situation on the 9th universe, and the composite index fell rapidly and became the first to last. Whis smiled. Chi Tien, unexpectedly, there are still people vying to be the last one. Chi Tien grinned. Whis didn't say a word. You can always kill God. But over the years, Chi Tien, your clone has created many habitable planets, and it has also revived many dead stars. This is definitely not what the previous Supreme Kai could do. Whis praised. If we continue to develop like this, and in another 20 years or so, the comprehensive level of our universe will definitely rank among the top 3 in the universe. Chi Tien, you are amazing. This is just something for me. Chi Tien nodded, feeling that there is nothing worth showing off. In the ranking of the entire universe, the composite index is still 3rd from the bottom. What can I be proud of? Will it take another 20 years to reach the top 3 in the universe? Too tired. You just said, 10 years have passed. Chi Tien suddenly thought of something, and said to Whis. Yes. Whis nodded. This time is calculated according to your Saiyan calculation method. 10 years. Flies so fast. Chi Tien thoughtfully. Yes, as a god, 10 years, 20 years, or even 100 years, but it's just that the white horse has passed the gap. Whis smiled slightly. Whis, do you say I am immortal now? Chi Tien asked. Yes. Whis nodded. The moment you become gods of destruction, your lifespan will be extended indefinitely. At least 10,000 years of life is not a big problem. Chi Tien nodded with satisfaction. This thing is much more convenient than Shenron's wish. 10 years have passed in a flash, time flies so fast. Chi Tien sighed. During this period, Bulma started looking for Dragon Ball, right? Well, it's time to take a trip to the Earth. Let my clone go to Earth. Also, it's time to resurrect Beerus. I feel so tired to take care of this universe. In contrast, Angel is more comfortable. Except for eating and drinking every day, he didn't seem to be doing anything serious. I must find a way to become an angel, instead of the toiling Supreme Kai and gods of destruction. Moreover, I have improved our universe's comprehensive index by 3 places. Also, I don't know if the Earth's Dragon Ball can revive Beerus. Go check it out. The Earth doesn't work, isn't there still Namek? Namek doesn't work, isn't there a Cyrillic star? Not even Cyril star, there is also a Super Dragon Ball. Call out. In the starry sky, a light blue flame flew quickly in the direction of the Earth. It is Chi Tien who is Supreme Kai. As a gods of destruction Chi Tien, he feels like he is playing a game, controlling such a mass of aura and raising his speed to the extreme. Over the years, Chi Tien has controlled this like a character in the game to complete many tasks. Playing games can also increase the universe comprehensive index. How cool. Earth. Baozi Mountain. Outside a small house. Son Goku is chopping wood. Seeing Son Goku's fists and feet, Chai was quickly chopped by him. Grandpa, I'm going to find something to eat. Son Goku entered the room and said to the 4-star Dragon Ball on the table. Just when Son Goku was about to go out, he suddenly saw an extra person outside. Huh, this big brother, who are you? Son Goku looked at Chi Tien and asked. My name is Chi Tien, I will wait for someone. Chi Tien smiled slightly. Waiting for someone. Son Goku was stunned, then grinned and pointed to his nose. Hee, my name is Son Goku. It didn't take long before Son Goku heard the sound of cars coming from down the mountain. Son Goku scratched his head. What is this sound? She is here, Chi Tien said with a smile. Who? Son Goku looked confused. Chi Tien walked halfway up the mountain and soon found Bulma's car. Chi Tien stepped forward and stopped Bulma's car. Bulma came to a hard brake. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you stopping my car? Are you trying to hitchhike and strike up a conversation with beautiful women? Bulma stuck his head out and shouted to Chi Tien. However, after Bulma finished speaking, he suddenly felt that the person in front of him was so familiar. Bulma's body trembled slightly. You are you Chi Tien big brother? Bulma asked excitedly. Finally recognized by you. Chi Tien smiled. Is it really big brother Chi Tien? Bulma got out of the car quickly and stepped forward and looked at Chi Tien carefully. Replace it like a fake. Chi Tien smiled. Bulma was a little shy, her face flushed. Gone for so many years. Big brother Chi Tien, you are still so handsome. Bulma, you are like this, how do you feel that you have become a nymphomaniac girl? Chi Tien smiled and hooked Bulma's nose. Bulma's cheeks became more rosy. There was a short silence. Big brother Chi Tien, where is your tail? Bulma hurriedly changed the subject and asked. Chi Tien just prepared to answer, but Bulma saw Son Goku at a glance. No, big brother Chi Tien, have you given the tail to this little guy? Bulma widened his eyes. Chi Tien, Bulma, you are so imaginative. If you say that, I don't know how to answer. Big brother, that green thing is a monster, right? Son Goku is still shocked now. A fairy came down from the monster. What's the mess? Whose kid is this? Don't understand what he's talking about. Bulma silently looked at Son Goku. She is not a fairy, she is a human, she is a girl. Chi Tien said to Son Goku. Girl, she's a girl. Son Goku thoughtfully. Grandpa told me when he was alive, you must be gentle with a girl when you meet him. This hillbilly, won't you see a girl for the first time? Bulma was speechless, and said to Chi Tien. Girl without a tail. Son Goku scratched his head. Bulma, it doesn't have a long tail. And you despise it. What is that? It looks amazing. Son Goku asked, pointing to the car again. You hillbilly, this is a car. Bulma was speechless and ignored Son Goku, and stepped forward to hold Chi Tien. Big brother Chi Tien, why are you here? I am waiting for you here specially. Chi Tien said with a smile. Wait for me, how did you know that I would appear in this place? Bulma asked in surprise. Chi Tien smiled mysteriously, without explaining too much. Then do you know what I am doing here? Bulma asked again. Are you looking for Dragon Ball? Chi Tien smiled. It's amazing, you guessed it all. Bulma exclaimed. What is Dragon Ball? Son Goku scratched his head. Look, big brother Chi Tien, this is the Dragon Ball radar I developed the latest. Bulma said, taking out his Dragon Ball radar, it's more convenient than my dad's, right? I think my dad does it. The Dragon Ball radar is a bit big, and not as strong as mine. Chi Tien looked at the Dragon Ball radar made by Bulma. Well, this is the Dragon Ball radar I know. I have been looking forward to growing up quickly so I can find Dragon Ball over the years. Bulma chuckled. I also want to travel the entire universe like Big Brother Chi Tien. What is your wish? Chi Tien asked. My wish. Keep it secret. Bulma said mysteriously. Chi Tien read Bulma's inner world a little bit. The wish of Bulma is. Let Shenron teleport her to his side. What a mess. If I were in the universe space, wouldn't you send it over and I would die immediately? However, it seems that Shenron should tell her the danger of this wish. Well, don't worry about it. After finding Dragon Ball this time, my wish is mine. My wish is simple, to resurrect Beerus. In the next few days, Chi Tien and Bulma took Son Goku to start the journey of searching for Dragon Ball. From Master Roshi to Oolong, from Oolong to Leping and Pool. This way, it is almost not much different from the Dragon Ball world that Chi Tien knows. The only difference is that with Chi Tien present, Master Roshi is honest and did not act on Bulma. Of course, Bulma hasn't become so casual either. As for Leping, it was indeed love at first sight for Bulma. But Bulma didn't have any feelings for Leping. In this way, the 7 Dragon Balls finally got together gradually. As for the Pilaf trio, Chi Tien just released a little bit of supernatural power and suppressed the 3 of them. Chi Tien locked the 3 of them in their own cell. All 3 of Pilaf cried. We are tying ourselves into a cocoon, right? At this moment, 7 Dragon Balls were lying on the ground. Finally got it together, it's not easy. Bulma breathed a sigh of relief. This time the wish is mine. Don't grab it, do you understand? Chi Tien greeted the people present. Leping didn't say a word. Why is it yours? At that time, I will express my wish as soon as possible. It is my ability to make a wish with my own ability. Bulma nodded slightly. Being able to be with Big Brother Chi Tien is my wish. I have fulfilled my wish. Well, I just want to see what Shenron looks like, I have no wish. Son Goku nodded vigorously. Come out, Shenron, fulfill my wish. Chi Tien said to the 7 Dragon Balls. Suddenly, golden flames gleamed on the 7 Dragon Balls. Immediately afterwards, a golden beam of light rushed into the sky, making it particularly eye-catching under the night. The golden beam of light quickly turned into a blue dragon. The blue dragon wins in the night sky, full of endless majesty. Speak your wish, and I will fulfill one wish for you as much as possible. Shenron's voice rang. It's just that after Shenron saw Chi Tien, he suddenly felt a little bit wrong. I know him. It was this guy who made a wish last time. However, after 10 years, how do I feel that he has changed a lot? He seems to be a god. A very great god. How is this going? What am I missing? Leping just wanted to open his mouth to make a wish. Chi Tien's divine power was slightly released, and he directly sealed Leping's mouth with divine power. Sample, just be careful with you. Can I know, is this Shenron? Little Goku felt like he had gained a lot of knowledge. My wish is very simple. The former gods of destruction Beerus disappeared. No, to be precise, the former Supreme Kai was killed by Majin Buu, and Beerus also disappeared. I want to bring them back to life. This wish can be realized. Right, Chi Tien looked at Shenron and said. Are you the current Supreme Kai and gods of destruction? Shenron's eyes widened and a cold sweat broke out on his face. Chi Tien smiled slightly and nodded gently. Son Goku looked confused. What are Supreme Kai and gods of destruction? Bulma was even more at a loss. God, Big Brother Chi Tien is a god. Leping was also Zhong'er's monk and couldn't touch his head. What's the meaning? How do I feel that Shenron seems to be scared of him? What's happening here? What do Supreme Kai and gods of destruction mean? Do you mean, resurrect the people who were killed by Majin Buu in the Supreme Kai world? Shenron understood, and said his wish for Chi Tien. Yes, if the 2 Supreme Kais are resurrected, can Beerus also be resurrected? Chi Tien asked. Yes, no problem, Shenron nodded, but I can only resurrect the old Lord Supreme Kai into the seal. I don't have the ability to unlock his seal. Yes, Chi Tien smiled slightly, then please realize this wish. Okay, Shenron replied, the red flame in his eyes flickering. Suddenly, an invisible divine power swiftly flew towards the Supreme Kai world. Your wish has come true, goodbye. After Shenron finished speaking, he turned into 7 golden glows and scattered to the rest of the world. The Dragon Ball has dispersed in all directions, Son Goku said in surprise. Once the wish is fulfilled, the Dragon Ball will be scattered all over the world. Bulma nodded. As the Dragon Ball left by my grandfather disappeared, Son Goku exclaimed. Don't worry, Dragon Ball will be resurrected in a year. You can find your grandpa's Dragon Ball again, Bulma suggested. You really have an idea. Son Goku nodded and said excitedly, okay, just do it. Chi Tien, what is your wish? Who is Beerus? What is Supreme Kai? Bulma asked. Let's talk to you about this kind of thing later. Chi Tien smiled. Now explaining Supreme Kai or gods of destruction, it's a bit early to recognize them. Lepping. Oops, I don't know why, I suddenly couldn't speak. What is the problem? The search for Dragon Ball is over, and we should go back. Bulma suggested. Hey, Pool, what are you looking at? Oolong asked Pool from the side. I'm watching the moon, you see the moon is so round tonight. Pool pointed to the full moon in the sky. Today is a full moon. Oolong sighed. So many girls in my castle, you. I want to go home. You be honest with me. Bulma knocked the Oolong to the ground with a punch. Oolong. Oolong clutched the bulging bag on his head, speechless for a while. If your boyfriend is not so good, do you think I would be afraid of you? The night of the full moon, a terrible monster will appear, Son Goku said suddenly. You mean Grandma Wolf? Bulma smiled. I won't lie to you. My grandpa was trampled to death by that monster. Son Goku said seriously. What? Is that monster scary? Li Ping was stunned. Huh. I can talk. I was shocked. I thought there was something wrong with my voice. Sound channel. Bulma wiped his sweat. Are you a computer? Leping was stunned. This kid's grandfather is Son Gohan. That is a martial arts wizard. Was trampled to death by a monster like this. Yeah, that monster is terrible and destroyed our home and trees. Son Goku nodded. What kind of thing is it? Oolong asked. I fell asleep at the time and didn't see it. Son Goku said. Didn't you say that the house collapsed? How can you still fall asleep? Oolong asked puzzledly. Why are you so stupid? Grandpa often tells me that you must never stare at the full moon for a long time. Son Goku said, holding his head. I thought it didn't matter to look at the moon. I don't know if it will be a full moon night here. A monster appears. Bulma was startled, and hurriedly stepped forward and hugged Chi Tien. How do I feel that this kid gets scarier as he talks about it? Lepping, Oolong and Pool hugged each other and looked at Son Goku with horror. What are you doing? What's the matter? Son Goku looked confused. Could it be that? Li Ping was trembling all over. Hey, can I ask a question? Bulma seemed to realize something. The night your grandfather was trampled to death, did you look at the moon? Hee, Grandpa said he wouldn't let it look, but I accidentally glanced at it when I was peeing. Son Goku grinned. Bulma, Chi Tien, how do I feel that this kid is a bit unusual? Bulma exclaimed. Let him look at the moon. Chi Tien smiled. Don't be kidding, we'll be in trouble if he becomes a monster. Bulma said. It's okay, I can fly. Chi Tien whispered to Bulma. That's right, if he becomes a monster, he can't fly, right? Bulma thoughtfully, forget it, let's go home quickly, more is worse than less. Whatever, Chi Tien didn't care. Goku, don't look at the moon anymore. Bulma pointed in the direction of the moon. Son Goku couldn't help looking at the full moon in the sky. This is what you mean. I didn't want to see it. Son Goku looked at the full moon carefully. Snapped. The next moment I saw Son Goku, who transformed into a black gorilla. Roar. Son Goku let out a roar. Call out. Chi Tien had nothing to hesitate, and rushed to the sky with Bulma in his arms. Lepping, Oolong, Pool, boom. The great ape stepped on the prison of Pilaf and the others. All three of Pilaf peed in terror. What's the matter with this monster? This is really misfortune that does not come singly. ... Supreme Kai world. Supreme Kai looked at his body in surprise. Jebet is also dumbfounded. Then Supreme Kai and Jebite looked at each other. Confused again. After a brief silence, the two of them. Jebet, didn't I remember that I was turned into a chocolate chip cookie by Majin Buu? Supreme Kai asked. Yes, I was also turned into a chocolate chip cookie. Jebet wiped his sweat. How did we come back to life? Supreme Kai asked strangely. Huh, that's the Excalibur. The Excalibur has recovered. Jebite saw the Excalibur lying on the ground at a glance. It's really an Excalibur. It's great. Supreme Kai was surprised and happy. I didn't expect the Excalibur was still there. It's just, Lord Supreme Kai. Jebet scratched his head. We used the Excalibur to suppress Majin Buu, but it didn't affect him at all. I really don't know how to destroy him. How is Majin Buu now? Supreme Kai's expression became serious. In a location about tens of thousands of kilometers away from Supreme Kai and Jebet, Majin Buu was slumbering. This world is so boring. It is difficult to destroy. If it is not destroyed, it can only be eaten by some small animals to fill the stomach. Majin Buu has not only eaten but slept during the past 10 years. Sleeping most of the time. Jebet, how did I feel that Majin Buu's breath is in our Supreme Kai world? Supreme Kai felt a little, and his face changed color again. In that direction, it's more than 30,000 kilometers away from us. Jebet said solemnly. What the hell happened? Supreme Kai shook his head, and went forward to get the divine sword. However, when Supreme Kai held the hilt of the sword and planned to lift the sword, he was surprised to find that this sword was incredibly heavy. How did this happen? We have been unable to draw out this divine sword. Is it because this sword is so heavy? Master Supreme Kai, what's the matter with this sword? Jebet asked. Jebet, come and take a look, this sword is very heavy. Supreme Kai said. Heavy, Jebite murmured. I remember clearly that Majin Buu lifted this sword easily, even thrown it into the air. Jebite said so, and went to get the divine sword. It was just that when Jebet and the Excalibur came into contact, he was surprised to discover how weird the weight of this sword is. Is it so heavy? Jebet was stunned. What the hell is going on? Who can tell me? Supreme Kai clenched his fist tightly. Far away, Majin Buu stretched out and woke up. Majin Buu rested his chin in thought. I just had a dream. I dreamt that Supreme Kai was turned into chocolate by me, and you were resurrected. Do you want me to see it again? Go check it out. Call out. Majin Buu turned into a flame, and flew quickly in the direction of Supreme Kai and Jebet. Supreme Kai and Jebite also reacted immediately. The faces of the two became increasingly ugly. It's Majin Buu. Did he spot us? Supreme Kai said solemnly. It's so fast. You can reach us in at most 20 seconds. Jebedi's face was pale. Planet Beerus. Huh, isn't this Lord Beerus? Whis was taken aback, but never expected that Chi-Tien would bring Lord Beerus back to life at this time. Whis. Beerus was also stunned, looking at his resurrected body with some surprise. Beerus's tears were almost falling. I am resurrected. Whis, I really don't know how to thank you for bringing me back to life so soon. Beerus quickly thanked. Whis, it's been 10 years before you were resurrected. You don't need to thank me. Besides, I did not bring you back to life. Yes, Chi-Tien brought you back to life. Now I'm going to take a good stroke. How did I die? Beerus held his chin in thought, and then his eyes lit up. I remember. It was Supreme Kai that died. I followed. Disappeared. Yes, Whis nodded. It was Supreme Kai who brought Majin Buu's seal to the Supreme Kai world, and used the old Supreme Kai's sword sealed by Beerus to suppress it. However, they accidentally took the old man Lord Supreme Kai's magic sword was knocked down from the mountain, and the magic sword penetrated Majin Buu's seal on the spot and released Majin Buu. Ouch, that's how it happened. Beerus felt a bout of egg pain. This is so embarrassing. Supreme Kai is an idiot. You take a look at the good things you have done. If it weren't for you, could I die in such a tragedy? My time for a nap disappeared. Do you think I was wronged? Where is that fool Supreme Kai? I want him to settle the bill. Beerus bared his teeth. Master Supreme Kai is naturally in the Supreme Kai world. Whis replied, and Majin Buu is also. What are you talking about? They won't be killed again, will they? Beerus muttered. Let me see. Whis said. The scepter in his hand flickered, and he checked the Supreme Kai world information through the crystal ball on the scepter. By this look, Whis was covering his forehead at the time. Master Beerus is right, they will indeed be killed soon. Whis sighed. What are you doing in a daze? Go and save them. Beerus felt that one head was too big at the time. This is so special. I just resurrected. Am I going to disappear again? It's too late. Let's fly to the Supreme Kai area. It will take 20 minutes. Whis sighed. With the strength of Lord Supreme Kai, I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on for 20 minutes. Hurry up and let the idiot Supreme Kai escape with instant transmission. Beerus shouted. Wow, that's a good idea. Whis nodded. You didn't think of this way, did you? Beerus stared. No, Whis denied, and without delay, he immediately contacted Supreme Kai from the Supreme Kai world. Who? Supreme Kai was taken aback after hearing this strange voice. Master Supreme Kai, I won't say much. You can leave with instant transmission as soon as possible. Whis suggested, leave the Supreme Kai world first. Instant transmission. Don't you say that I have forgotten that I can use instant transmission. Supreme Kai suddenly realized, and hurriedly reached out to Jabbit, quick. Jabbit takes my hand, let's leave with instant transmission. Instant transmission. What a misstep. Jabbit also slapped his forehead. The hands of the two were joined together. Ha! The next moment, Supreme Kai used instant transmission, and in a flash, he and Jabbit left the Supreme Kai world. Just when Supreme Kai and Jabbit left, Majin Buu also came quickly toward this side. Majin Buu rubbed his eyes. Was I dazzled just now? I seem to see Supreme Kai who was killed by me. And the red-faced guy. Then they disappeared in an instant. Forget it, it doesn't matter. I want to go back to sleep. Buu yawned and flew over the Excalibur. Buu didn't realize that the Excalibur had recovered. The Excalibur was originally placed in the ruins and rocks, so it is difficult to find it if you don't look carefully. It's finally safe. Whis sighed. This idiot Supreme Kai. Beerus bared his teeth. Whis, let the two of them come to our place immediately, I will teach him a lesson. Okay. Whis contacted Supreme Kai again, and told Supreme Kai where he was, and by the way told him how to teleport to the planet Beerus. Who are you? Why should I believe you? Supreme Kai was undecided. I managed to escape from Majin Buu's hands, I didn't want to go into the tiger's den anymore. Whis didn't want to talk anymore. Beerus was shaking with anger. You idiot, don't you know who we are? Beerus grabbed the scepter and shouted, I am gods of destruction. You are Supreme Kai. The lives of the two of us are shared. You want to die for me. Don't stop. But you are so special, don't pit me to death. Also, if you want to die, what are you doing with that divine sword? Supreme Kai is a little confused. You have a lot of information. What do I share with your life? What is gods of destruction? What does the Excalibur have to do with you? Come here, don't worry, I won't kill you. I will disappear after you die. Beerus angered. Master Supreme Kai should think about it, we are not malicious. Whis also sighed, and then terminated the call. A certain planet. Supreme Kai and Jabbit are silently discussing whether to go to the planet Beerus. Let's go. Maybe they are really not malicious. Supreme Kai said. Master Supreme Kai, if they were not malicious, would they release Majin Buu? Jabbit had a different opinion, I can tell who they are here. Are they the cat and that the guy with the scepter? It was they who released Majin Buu. Although Majin Buu was sealed by them later, it must have been sealed incorrectly. Otherwise, Majin Buu could definitely be destroyed by the power of that divine sword. Destroyed. He said that gods of destruction shares my life. Supreme Kai sighed. Never heard of gods of destruction. Jabbit shook his head. Forget it, go take a look. Supreme Kai hesitated again and finally decided to take a look at the planet Beerus. Master Supreme Kai, if you must go, then we are also ready to evacuate at any time. Jabbit proposed. Okay, I'll be careful. Supreme Kai nodded, if we are in danger, we will use instant transmission to get out of there immediately. Planet Beerus. This Supreme Kai, why is he such an idiot? Beerus was shaking with anger. How did such an idiot become Supreme Kai? There was a grumble. Whis, how has my palace changed? Beerus rubbed his eyes and turned to look at a building he had never seen before. Whis didn't say a word. Whis, I see, is this the new palace you prepared for me? Beerus asked again, you prepared this for my rebirth. You are really interesting. Ahem, no, Lord Beerus thinks too much. Whis sighed softly. But it's back again, Whis. Beerus groaned. Where is the guy who makes milk tea? Where is he? Is he still in the 6th universe? It's not. He has returned to our 7th universe. Whis replied. By the way, how long have I been dead? Beerus asked. It's been about 10 years, right? Whis replied. What are you talking about? 10 years. What's a joke? Beerus lost his voice. I'm not kidding, it's really been 10 years. Whis smiled. Beerus, isn't it the me you resurrected back in time? Beerus asked quickly. No, I forgot to use it. Whis sighed. Master Beerus told me to find Chi Tien before he disappeared. I really neglected to turn back time. Beerus, you scam. So, how did I come back to life? Beerus asked again. Yes, Whis was just about to speak, but suddenly saw 2 figures swaying not far away. It was Supreme Kai and Jeebit that came to Beerus' planet through instant transmission. Master Supreme Kai is here. Whis smiled. I can't spare this guy. Beerus was so angry that white gas was sprayed from his nostrils, and he stepped forward and grabbed Supreme Kai by the collar. Hey, what are you doing? Jeebit's face changed color. Let go of Lord Supreme Kai. Boom. Beerus slapped Jeebit into the air with a slap. Supreme Kai is so stupid, and it has something to do with you. You running dog beside Supreme Kai. I didn't beat you to death, I already gave you a lot of face. Jeebit. Supreme Kai's face changed color. Jeebit was right, and sure enough, there would be danger after coming over. This is so special, even if I use instant transmission now, I will bring this cat over. Hateful. Boom. Beerus was so angry that he was violently beaten at Supreme Kai. It didn't take long before Supreme Kai was beaten to a bruised face. I'll say it again, I don't care if you want to die. Don't pit me to death. Beerus shouted angrily. Listen to me, then you give me. Ha! Before Beerus finished speaking, Supreme Kai disappeared immediately through instant transmission. Ha! Not far away, Jeebit also drove off via instant transmission. Beerus, you are so special. When you face Majin Buu, you can stray so fast. Wrong. This is not the point. The point is that I haven't made it clear to you yet. Why did you run away? It was Mr. Beerus who was going to beat Mr. Supreme Kai as soon as he came up. I am afraid that there is no chance to explain it. Whis sighed. Forget it, I will always pay attention to their movements this period of time. Beerus took a deep breath. Also, shouldn't I bring the seal of the old Supreme Kai guy to me? It will be safe, right? Whis didn't say a word. No, I don't have good sleeping habits. I'm afraid someone accidentally ruined him. Beerus shook his head vigorously again. Ahem, actually Lord Beerus doesn't have to worry about this. Whis spoke. What, do you have a better way? Beerus asked. Master Beerus has now released Supreme Kai and the others from sharing their lives. Whis replied. What did you say? Beerus froze for a moment, thinking he had heard it wrong. Yes, because the current Lord Beerus or Supreme Kai have already retired. Whis smiled and said, so your lives are not shared. Retire. What do you mean? When did I say I was retiring? Beerus's eyes widened. It's so noisy, can you speak quietly? While talking, I saw a person walking out of the castle not far away. It is Chi Tien. Chi Tien was taking a nap just now. Master Chi Tien, are you awake? Whis greeted. I really have enough of this Gods of Destruction, let Beerus continue to take over the position of Gods of Destruction. Chi Tien said to Whis. Whis was stunned. You actually said that you consider Gods of Destruction enough. This is the first time I heard Gods of Destruction say such a thing. What are you talking about? Do you mean that you have become a true Gods of Destruction? Beerus's eyes widened, and he looked at Chi Tien in surprise. Yes, I have worked for you these years, and I feel so boring. Chi Tien sighed. You mean, are you willing to give up the position of Gods of Destruction and return it to me? Beerus was surprised and delighted. This kid is definitely interesting. I do have plans to retire. Chi Tien nodded. My goal is to be an angel. This Gods of Destruction is too tired. And Supreme Kai, although it is fun, after playing the same game for 10 years, Chi Tien is also a little tired. What game is not enough to play for 10 years? Master Chi Tien, please consider carefully. Whis sighed and looked at Chi Tien reluctantly. I have made up my mind. Chi Tien responded. Whis finally found an excellent Gods of Destruction and Supreme Kai for our 7th universe. As a result, you have only worked for 10 years, and you are about to retire. Beerus scratched his head. How do you feel that the weather vane is a bit wrong? What's happening here? I found that Whis seemed to like to make Chi-Tien the gods of destruction. How do you want to see me? Hey, Whis, what do you mean? Beerus asked with a black face. It seems that gods of destruction is not as good as him, or did you let milk tea be filled with ecstasy? Master Beerus doesn't know anything. Master Chi-Tien has allowed our universe's comprehensive index to rise 2 levels from the original bottom to last in just 10 years. Whis shook his head and looked at Beerus. What composite index? Beerus was taken aback. I told Master Beerus before. This is a comprehensive score for the entire universe. It is mainly used to consider the performance of gods of destruction and Supreme Kai. Whis was speechless for a while, so he had to explain it again. In short, it is us. Universe's comprehensive human level and quality rating. Whis was a little helpless. Lord Beerus, you also said that they are Supreme Kai. In fact, you are also a half-hearted person. Do I need to repeat such an important matter? Is it not important? Beerus was stunned. Important. Chi-Tien said, if the overall rating of our universe is too low, Master Zeno may erase our universe. What are you talking about? You said Zeno-sama will erase our universe. Beerus's eyes widened. Boy, who did you listen to? Ah, I guessed it. Chi-Tien smiled. Beerus. Can you not scare people so much? Beerus shouted. You should work hard after taking office. Chi-Tien sighed. Of course, I must work hard. You don't need to teach me about this. Beerus snorted. So, from now on, I announce my retirement. Chi-Tien smiled. The 7th universe continues to be replaced by Beerus as gods of destruction. Chi-Tien, I owe you a favor. Beerus laughed and patted Chi-Tien on the shoulder. It's okay, remember to work hard. Chi-Tien smiled. I have to work hard too. I want to strive to become an angel as soon as possible in these years. Even Angel as an intern will do. If it weren't for Angel, with Beerus's character, maybe the 7th universe would be erased sooner or later. Even if the 7th universe is not erased, becoming an angel is my next goal. Chi-Tien, what are your plans next? Whis sighed and saw Chi-Tien insisted on leaving, so he could not continue to persuade, so he had to ask. I'm going to the 6th universe. I want to practice with my Vados. Maybe through her I can become an intern angel as soon as possible. Chi-Tien smiled. Whis, ahem, so you still want to be an angel? Whis wiped his sweat. Yes, this is the ideal I have always wanted to achieve. Chi-Tien nodded. Boy, you really have ideas. Beerus looked at Chi-Tien. Do you know how complicated it is for an ordinary person to be an angel? Forget it, since this is your ideal, I've hit you, so you should do your best. Then, goodbye. Chi-Tien floated into the air, waved at the two of them, and glanced at the prophetic fish, goodbye. Well, I will miss you. The prophecy fish waved. Hey, don't leave in a hurry. You can get me a cup of milk tea first. Beerus said quickly. Beerus, I brought you back to life. If you don't repay your favor, would you still let me make milk tea for you? Chi-Tien smiled, and immediately stopped saying anything, turned into a bright flame, and disappeared quickly. N.S. Beerus was stunned. Did you bring me back to life? Real or fake? How did you do it? Whis, is really this kid who brought me back to life? Beerus asked quickly. Yes, it was Chi-Tien who brought Master Beerus back to life. Whis nodded. Does he have this ability? Beerus asked in surprise. Not really. There is something called a wishing bead on the earth. A wish can be realized through the wishing bead. Whis explained, it is through this wishing bead that Chi-Tien resurrected Supreme Kai, so Master Beerus can also correspondingly, it was resurrected. Thanks to the death of Supreme Kai-sama, if Beerus-sama were killed directly, the Earth's wishing beads would be difficult to resurrect Beerus-sama. There is still such a strange thing on Earth. Beerus thoughtfully. Yes, Whis nodded. That said, I seem to owe this kid a big favor. Beerus said solemnly. Oh, there is no way. If he meets someone who can't beat him in the future, I will help him. Beerus thought for a while, and felt that the only way to repay the favor. Whis, what do you mean by not talking? Beerus had a bad feeling. I'm afraid the current Chi-Tien has surpassed Master Beerus. Whis pondered. What are you talking about? Did you say that his strength surpassed me? Beerus widened his eyes. How is this possible? This is only 10 years ago. How could he surpass me in just 10 years? I just estimate. I don't know the true strength of Chi-Tien either. Whis smiled. Beerus stopped talking. Just 10 years. For the entire universe, it is just a momentary matter. However, in the 10 years when I was absent, I feel that this universe has undergone earth-shaking changes. It's terrible. Chi-Tien flew quickly in the direction of the 6th universe. About 40 minutes later, Chi-Tien had already seen the planet Champa. Chi-Tien descended from the sky, landed on the planet Champa, and appeared on the opposite side of Vados. Vados, long time no see. Chi-Tien grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Chi-Tien, why do you have time to come to the 6th universe? Vados was stunned. I miss you, come and take a look. Chi-Tien smiled. How's that? It's pretty accustomed to being gods of destruction these years, right? Vados asked. It's okay. With my efforts, the comprehensive index of our universe has been greatly improved. Chi-Tien smiled. Really? So you really have the potential to be gods of destruction? Vados smiled. No, I am also here for Supreme Kai. Chi-Tien replied. Vados. There was a short silence. Do you mean, you used the doppelganger to serve as Supreme Kai? Vados quickly understood. Yes, otherwise it is a very troublesome thing to improve the universe comprehensive score. Chi-Tien sighed. You really have an idea. Vados nodded and asked with a smile, then you came to me, did you just miss me? I'm tired, so I returned the position of gods of destruction to Beerus. Chi-Tien smiled. Is Lord Beerus resurrected? Vados was taken aback for a moment. Yes, it has been resurrected. Chi-Tien nodded. The reason why you returned the position of gods of destruction to Lord Beerus is because you want to cultivate to become an angel, right? Vados smiled. It's still Vados, you know me. Chi-Tien did not deny. You really. You are not satisfied when gods of destruction. Vados sighed. Only when I become an angel can I be qualified to marry you. Chi-Tien asked. Ahem, this doesn't seem to have anything to do with angel. Vados wiped his sweat. You still want to marry me? Vados, so many years have passed, have you finished drinking your milk tea? Chi-Tien asked. Yes, you made another 1,000 cups for me 5 years ago. I just finished drinking it yesterday. Vados smiled. It's really time for you to come. Very well, I will follow you from today. Chi-Tien said with a serious expression, I will never leave you unless I become an angel. Vados, you marry me when you become angel. The truth is the same. You are so talented. By the way, how are you practicing now? Are you still reducing your combat effectiveness? Vados asked. Yes, I have now compressed the combat power to the 18th power of 100. Chi-Tien smiled. There are 18 behind 100. This number is just huge enough. Vados sighed. But you are also amazing. You have suppressed the fighting power like this, and the body can withstand it. That is, I am a genius. Chi-Tien grinned. In the past few years, haven't you learned from Whis at ease? Vados asked again. I don't have much time to study freedom. Chi-Tien shook his head. I have been working most of the time in the past 10 years. I really can't spare time to study freedom. What I master is you. The hour taught me 10 years ago. Okay, you can stay. Vados nodded, without objection. I'm almost drinking enough milk tea. I'm just about to drink your coffee. Deal. Chi-Tien smiled slightly, looked around, but didn't see Champa, and couldn't help asking, right, what about Champa? Master Champa has gone to work and should be back soon. Vados smiled. Chi-Tien knows what Champa's so-called work means. It is nothing more than destroying the planet. Well, I'll wait for him to come back. Chi-Tien grinned. You don't want to challenge Master Champa? Vados was stunned and reacted immediately. Yes, so many years have passed, I think my strength has surpassed him. Chi-Tien nodded. Although you have retired now, it is gods of destruction after all. In the past few years, the ability to destroy has also been greatly improved. Vados replied, forget it. If you fight here, the entire 6th universe will not be able to stand it. I will control my strength. Chi-Tien said in deep thought. Vados, well, you can explode your strength for me to see, let me simply estimate the gap between you. Vados thought for a while, and said to Chi Tien. Okay. Chi Tien did not object. Boom. Extremely powerful energy emerged from Chi Tien's body. The endless aura, centered on Chi Tien, spreads around. Okay. Chi Tien said to Vados. It does have very powerful energy. Vados nodded slightly. In terms of energy intensity, it is already on par with Master Champa. What if I become Super Saiyan again? Chi Tien said, with golden flames blooming on his body, becoming Super Saiyan. Vados, I have forgotten about your transformation. That will be fine, I can say for sure, you have surpassed Master Champa. Vados wiped his sweat. This has only been 10 years, and this kid has made rapid progress. Let him continue to cultivate like this. I'm afraid it will surpass me sooner or later. Then forget it, since you said that you have surpassed him, then wait for the opportunity to discuss with him again. Chi Tien smiled. How strong are you going to be satisfied? Vados asked. I want my strength to reach the 100th power of 100. Chi Tien said. Vados didn't want to talk anymore. The 18th power of 100 has caught up with Lord Champa. If you reach the 100th power of 100, you still have to go against the sky. I don't know how many powers of 100 can he surpass me. Not long after, Champa returned from the outside. Isn't this the gods of destruction Chi Tien of the 7th universe? Why did you have time to get to the 6th universe? Champa greeted with a smile. I have retired. Chi Tien smiled and said, by the way, Beerus was resurrected. What? You retired? Champa's eyes widened. Why retreat? As for the resurrection of Beerus, Champa was not surprised. Originally, Champa thought Beerus was not that easy to die. Whis will resurrect him sooner or later. When gods of destruction is enough, so I retired. There is nothing strange. Chi Tien smiled. Champa, you can still regard gods of destruction as enough. You are also a talent. Is Beerus okay now? Champa asked. Very good. Chi Tien nodded. From today I will live here and stay with Vados at all times. Are you against it? As long as you make milk tea for me, you can live as long as you want. Champa snorted. I haven't drank milk tea for a long time. Your kid is not interesting. Make so much milk tea storage for Vados, don't make me a few cups. In the future you want to drink and I will care about you. Chi Tien grinned. That's good. Champa nodded in satisfaction. In this way, Chi Tien settled down on the planet Champa and began to follow Vados to practice his freedom and extreme intentions. At the same time, the mass of energy formed by Chi Tien stayed on the earth, and when it was idle, it continued to compress combat power. Time passed day by day. 7th universe, Earth. Chi Tien, who lives on the earth, has seen the growth of Son Goku like a movie. From the world's #1 martial arts conference to the Red Ribbon Legion to Piccolo Daimao. Along the way, Son Goku has gradually grown up. Over the years, Chi Tien did not make a move. There is really no need to shoot. Because Chi Tien knows very well that everything Son Goku can easily solve. And after Son Goku and the newborn Piccolo had a desperate contest. Another 5 years have passed. Guixian Island. An airship landed on this small island. Chi Tien and Bulma got off the plane together. Everyone, it's been a long time. Bulma waved to Master Roshi and Klin inside the house. Yes, Miss Bulma, Klin said in surprise. And Chi Tien, are you all here? Master Roshi greeted enthusiastically. It's been a long time since I saw you. You are so ruthless. I asked you to play, but you have never come. Hey, isn't this busy? Bulma chuckled. Are you married? Klin asked. Not yet. Bulma stared. Klin, you really don't open which pot or mention which pot. No, Goku is married. Chi Tien and Bulma have known each other for so long, don't you still get married? Klin asked. Bulma also looked at Chi Tien immediately. I also want to ask. Chi Tien, what do you mean? This, how do you put it? My existence is just a mass of energy, I am not in this universe. So if we get married, I'm afraid it will be delayed for a while. Chi Tien sighed. It's just a bunch of energy, and a hairy marriage. Am I going to control this group of energy and Bulma into the bridal chamber? What do you mean? Klin looked confused. I don't understand at all. Master Roshi also scratched his head. Huh, Chi Tien is like this, always saying some inexplicable things, I don't understand. Bulma pouted, a little unhappy. Bulma, I will definitely give you an explanation, but not now. Chi Tien said seriously to Bulma, when I become angel, I can marry you. What angel? Is that angel with wings on the back? Clin asked curiously. Although I don't understand, but I know you have your own difficulties, Chi Tien, I believe you. Bulma nodded gently. Such a smart girl, I always feel stupid at this critical moment. Master Roshi whispered to Clin. Clin nodded vigorously. Teacher Wu Tien, you are too right. Over the years, Chi Tien has been practicing hard at Vados. But this time, Chi Tien also felt the truth that what is called haste is not enough. To become an angel, even if it's just a trainee angel, it's not as easy as you think. Although Chi Tien has realized a little bit of self-consciousness. But as Vados said, it takes a certain amount of opportunity to fully understand the self-consciousness. As for the chance, Vados did not say. Chi Tien had to let the clone continue to look for opportunities on the earth. Maybe you can find it. By the way, why isn't Lanchi here? Bulma asked. I eloped with Tien Shinhan 5 years ago. Clin wiped his sweat. Master Roshi wanted to cry. Finally found a beauty. In the end, the kid Tien Shinhan was pried away. I pried Hexionran's apprentice away, but that guy's apprentice pried my woman away. I feel that I am a bit uneconomical. I can't actually count as my woman. But it's okay to have her at home to be seductive. Master Roshi looked at Chi Tien again. This kid is really good. Bulma was such a good-looking girl and he let him go. Hey, hello. At this moment, a voice came from outside. It's Goku's voice. Bulma was taken aback and turned to look outside the window. It's Goku. It's Goku. Clin also said excitedly. A few people came outside the house together. The one outside the house is Son Goku. In addition to Son Goku, he also held a child in his hands. There is a fluffy tail behind the child's buttocks. Chapter 51. Hello everyone. Son Goku waved to everyone present. Goku. Bulma smiled. Goku, you are here. Clin also cheered happily. Chi Tien nodded slightly to Son Goku, saying hello. This kid is. Bulma was stunned and asked. Are you helping others to look after children? Goku. Clin asked. This is my son. Son Goku said flatly. Except for Chi Tien, the other 3 people were stunned. Son of Goku. Are you kidding me? Does Goku have a son? Is it weird? Son Goku smiled. Hey, Gohan, hello to everyone. Hello, my name is Son Gohan, and I am 4 years old this year. I will grow up to be an outstanding scientist. Son Gohan replied. Son Gohan, it's your dead grandpa's name. Master Roshi understood. Yes, Son Goku nodded. You guy really shocked me. I didn't expect my son to be this old. Master Roshi sighed, and couldn't help taking a look at Clin. Clin, don't look at me. No girlfriend yet. Master Roshi looked at Chi Tien again. Chi Tien ignored him. Goku, you are really a good teacher, he is very polite. Bulma smiled, but you were much more polite than when you were younger. Ha ha ha, these are all disciplined by Chi-Chi. Son Goku said. Tail, does this kid also have a tail? Bulma was stunned for a moment, then turned to take a look at Chi Tien. Children have tails, what do you think Chi Tien does? Chi Tien's tail does not grow behind. Master Roshi smiled. Chi Tien, Bulma. Bulma stared. What are you talking about, old guy? Don't you think I don't understand? However, the old tortoise probably doesn't know, right? Long ago, Chi Tien also had a tail. Just don't know why, Chi Tien's tail will suddenly disappear. As for the girlhood, Chi Tien gave the tail to Goku. In the eyes of Bulma, it was a joke. This kid behaves strangely sometimes. Bulma asked. Yes, is there? Clin asked with a worried expression. Strange behavior, what do you mean? Son Goku was stunned. For example, will there be any special changes on the night of the full moon? Master Roshi asked. The night of the full moon. We went to bed very early. Why? Son Goku shook his head, wondering why Master Roshi would ask. It's nothing, just ask, it's okay, it's okay. Master Roshi waved his hand. Goku, this kid must be as strong as you. Clin turned off the subject. Perhaps. Son Goku nodded. I also think Gohan's talent should be good, but Chi-Chi will be very angry when I want to train him. Why? Clin asked. Chi-Chi said that the world is at peace, and there is no need to continue to practice. From now on is the era of learning culture. Son Goku said, and doesn't Gohan want to be a scientist? Ha ha ha, I didn't expect that naughty girl is actually an educational mother. Master Roshi laughed. Is this Dragon Ball studded in Gohan's hat? Bulma asked. Yes, it is a 4-star Dragon Ball. This is my grandfather's relic. I found it and put it on for him. Son Goku nodded. Later I found a few other Dragon Balls by the way, all in its at home. I saw Dragon Ball and thought of a lot of the past. Then again, Chi-Tien, you and Bulma are not married yet. Chi-Tien, is it the age of marriage now? Why even Goku asked the same. I do not yet have the conditions for marriage. Chi-Tien sighed. That what angel? Is it difficult to be that angel? Klin asked. Yes, Chi-Tien nodded. In order to become angel, I have spent more than 10 years working hard to cultivate. After all, I am just a mortal. Although I have become a god, I want to become a real angel. Need to keep working hard. Angel, what is it? Son Goku was stunned and asked. It should be said that it is the greatest god in this universe. Chi-Tien didn't hide it, and directly told everyone present. As for whether you can understand it, that is your problem. This universe's greatest god is so powerful. Klin smiled, I just don't know if it will be very powerful. Son Goku is also thoughtful. Only in the next moment, Son Goku suddenly turned his head and looked into the sky behind him. What's wrong, Goku? Klin asked. Something is coming here fast. Son Goku frowned. What, is it Tien Shinhan and dumplings? Did they bring Lan Chi back? Klin looked into the distance. It's amazing. I feel an extremely powerful breath approaching. What is it? Son Goku's face changed color. Call out. The next moment, I saw a figure in the distance coming quickly toward this side. Snapped. Raditz descended from the sky and landed in front of everyone. Raditz recognized Son Goku at a glance. Kakarot, you're grown up. Raditz looked at Son Goku and said, you look exactly like your father. Who is this guy? What is he talking about? Klin was taken aback for a while. What? Son Goku was also dumbfounded. Kakarot, what's going on this planet? Your mission is to destroy all human beings. I don't know what you are grinding on. Raditz said with a cold face. Hey, I don't know who you are, but I also advise you to go back as soon as possible. Drinking it like this in broad daylight is not good. Klin stepped up to persuade. Klin, don't get close to him, get away quickly. Son Goku shouted. Boom, Raditz's tail wrapped around his waist slammed Klin's face like a whip. Klin flew upside down at that time and plunged into the wooden house behind him. Ouch, Klin grinned in pain. You, Son Goku shouted angrily. However, when Son Goku saw the tail behind Raditz, his face changed again and again. Tail, this guy has a tail too. Son Goku was shocked. Ha, do you finally know who I am? Raditz smiled slightly. Your identity, what do you mean? Who are you? Son Goku asked in confusion. Raditz, your kid doesn't even know. Kakarot, have you even forgotten this? Raditz was speechless for a while. I ask you, has your head been hit hard before? My name is not Kakarot, my name is Son Goku. Son Goku corrected. You answer my question first. Raditz asked again. I don't know too much, but when I was a child, I did suffer heavy blows to my head, and I still have scars. Son Goku nodded and admitted. Sure enough, Raditz suddenly realized. So what? Son Goku asked back, who the hell are you? What are you looking for me for? You kid forgot everything. Raditz snorted. Well, I'll let you know your past. From now on you have to do what you should do. Chi-Tien, why does he have a tail? Is he the same clan as you? Bulma grabbed Chi-Tien's arm tightly, and asked nervously. Well, yes, he is my clan and is also Son Goku's brother. His name is Raditz, Chi-Tien explained with a smile. What, your clansman? Raditz widened his eyes and looked at Chi-Tien with some surprise. Who is this guy? How did he know my name? He said he was from my tribe. Is he also Saiyan? Are you Saiyan? Raditz looked at Chi-Tien. Yes, my name is Chi-Tien. Chi-Tien nodded. Chi-Tien, are you Chi-Tien? Raditz's eyes widened. Raditz has met Chi-Tien. It's just that more than 20 years have passed. Raditz had no impression of Chi-Tien's appearance in his mind for a long time. You are still alive. Raditz's eyes widened and his expression was incredible. Chi Tian smiled slightly. Really? That would be great. Raditz smiled. I don't know if you know about planet Vegeta. I have known it a long time ago. Planet Vegeta has been destroyed. Chi Tian smiled and said, at present, apart from you and me, Saiyan, the remaining Saiyan is also very few. You know it. Raditz nodded. That's good, but I don't need to explain so much. By the way, Vegeta and I recently discovered a resource-rich planet. The three of us are a bit difficult to attack. So I thought of Kakarot. Although his current combat effectiveness is not perfect yet, after a period of running in, he will definitely grow up quickly. What do you mean? Son Goku was still in a daze. What is Saiyan? I'm Saiyan. Chi Tian and I are the same race. Chi Tian, you are here, then join us to conquer that planet. Raditz said. What is the name of the planet you are talking about? Chi Tian asked. Katramar planet. Raditz replied. Katriyama planet. Chi Tian's face turned black in an instant. That planet is the best planet I have built as Supreme Kai. Are you actually going to conquer that planet? So tangled. I have retired now. The gods including Supreme Kai have also retired. I should follow Angel's example and be able to hang up high on my own. Chi Tian took a deep breath. No interest, go by yourself. Chi Tian replied. Goku is also not interested. He is a good person, and of course he won't follow you to conquer other people's planets. HMPH, I knew you would say that. Raditz snorted. Chi Tian. The former Saiyan genius warrior. At birth, his combat power reached 2000 heights, surpassing King Vegeta. It's just that, later, because of cultivation, I abolished what I had cultivated. Raditz, your fate is really big. Chi Tian smiled. What do you mean? Raditz was stunned. If you change it to when I am gods of destruction, just what you said just now, you have become scum. Chi Tian said, but I am now cultivating my body and nature, so I won't care about this with you for the time being. Vados said, Angel must have a tolerant heart. This is a required course to become angel. If you get angry at every turn, it is not so easy to become an angel. Moreover, Super Saiyan and angel self-consciousness are inherently a bit contradictory. To achieve true self-consciousness, you must control your emotions when you are extremely angry. Over the years, Chi Tian has nothing particularly angry. So this matter has been shelved. Chi Tian, what is going on? Son Goku asked. In short, we are not people on this planet. We were born on a planet called Planet Vegeta. We are the fighting nation Saiyan. Chi Tian explained with a smile. What nonsense are you talking about? Klin immediately disagrees. If you are aliens, why do you appear on Earth? The answer is very simple. Kakarot was sent here in order to eliminate the inhabitants of this planet. Raditz smiled. We Saiyan are a fighting nation. Our job is to find a planet with a suitable environment and wipe out the inhabitants there. Then sell this planet to aliens at a high price. If we encounter people on the planet who have strong combat power, we will use adult warriors to fight directly. For a low-level planet like the Earth, sending a baby over can be completely settled. It just so happens that there is also a moon on this planet. Kakarot will come here alone and it will take a few years to clean up the humans here. If this is the case, it would be terrifying. Master Roshi said solemnly. It's more terrifying than that Piccolo Daimao. A cold sweat broke out on Klin's face. Chi Tian, are you the same? Do you want to kill all our Earthlings? Bulma looked at Chi Tian nervously. Of course I am not. Chi Tian smiled. Moreover, Goku didn't come to the Earth to destroy mankind. Huh, what do you mean? Raditz was stunned. After your father Burdock returned to planet Vegeta, he realized that Frieza might destroy planet Vegeta. Chi Tian smiled. So he and your mother sent Goku, which is the Kakarot in your mouth, in advance. Earth. The location of the Earth is quite special, and the resources of this planet are very general, it is difficult to be noticed. Simply put, your parents sent Kakarot to the Earth to let him come and take refuge. What are you talking about? Raditz was a little dumbfounded. It was sent to the Earth for refuge, not to wipe out all the people on Earth. And Frieza is going to destroy planet Vegeta. I do not know how. Wasn't planet Vegeta destroyed by a huge meteorite impact? You lie. Raditz shouted. Planet Vegeta was destroyed by a meteorite. How could Lord Frieza destroy our planet? Asterisk. You kid, I tell the truth, you don't believe it. Chi Tian sighed. You would rather believe in a foreigner than a person on your own planet. How do you prove that Frieza destroyed our planet? Raditz asked. Of course I saw it with my own eyes. I also recorded the video, please take the time to give Vegeta a copy. Chi Tian said. The energy in his hand flickered. Snapped. Suddenly, a flash of lightning flashed across Chi Tian's hand. At the next moment, a small instrument appeared in Chi Tian's palm. Chi Tian pressed the button on the instrument. A holographic image appeared on the scene. The picture in the video is Planet Vegeta. In the sky above Planet Vegeta, there is a huge planetary destruction bomb. This thing is Frieza's planetary destruction bomb. The human face cannot be photographed, but it is definitely not a meteorite. Chi Tian smiled. Raditz's face changed again and again. Snapped. In an instant, Planet Vegeta became the dust of the universe. What are you kidding? Klin was frightened. That's a planet. Was it destroyed so easily? Who is Frieza? Son Goku also had a cold sweat on his face. Does this universe still have such powerful characters? Can they actually destroy the planet? I am not their opponent at all. Wait a minute. Raditz felt that he was not well, and he got in touch with Vegeta through the probe at that time. A certain planet. Vegeta and Nappa have just finished cleaning the battlefield on this planet, and at this time they are also listening to the conversation on Earth. Unexpectedly, that guy Chi Tian is still alive, he appeared on the Earth. Nappa sweated on his face. What a normal thing. Vegeta snorted. If he is dead, it will be abnormal. Hey, Raditz, how much is Chi Tian's combat power? Nappa asked. Well, let me see. I'm so ridiculous. The combat power is only 100. Raditz was almost laughing at the time, as this still our genius fighter back then. Vegeta didn't speak, and frowned slightly. Back then, I was stunned by his 100 combat power. Do you think that combat power is real? You are so naive. Vegeta, is what he said is true? Is our planet really destroyed by the guy Frieza? Raditz asked. The destruction of the planet and the life and death of my parents have nothing to do with me. Vegeta clenched his fists. The thing that annoys me now is that the guy Frieza actually used us as puppets. I will never forgive him. Vegeta, what should we do next? Should I take both Kakarot and Chi Tian back? Raditz asked, but the trouble is that my universe spacecraft can put down me and Kakarot at most, and then if you have one more person, you won't be able to take it away. Vegeta didn't say a word. Chi Tian is definitely not as simple as Raditz and Nappa thought. Let me ask them first, maybe the two of them don't want to leave the Earth at all. Raditz snorted and smiled. If that's the case, I'll just kill them. Whatever you want. Vegeta didn't object. That's it. Raditz smiled slightly and interrupted the call for now. On the planet. It's really ridiculous. Chi Tian's combat power is only 100. Is this still the genius warrior that used to be? It really shames a Saiyan. Nappa sighed. HMPH, if you think so, you will die miserably. Vegeta snorted. What do you mean? Nappa didn't understand. Clean up the battlefield here, and the two of us will leave for the Earth at once. Vegeta ordered to Nappa. Go to Earth. What are we going to do to Earth? Bring those two guys back. Nappa asked. Don't ask if you shouldn't. Vegeta said coldly. Yes, Nappa responded immediately. 5 minutes later. Shoo, shoo, two spherical universe spaceships rushed into the starry sky and came fast in the direction of the Earth. Vegeta, did you mean that Frieza really destroyed our planet? Nappa still couldn't understand, and couldn't help asking, I don't think it is very likely. Why did he destroy the planet where Saiyan lives? What good will this do for him? We, Saiyan, helped him lay down a lot of planets. You idiot, if you communicate through the detector, Frieza will overhear it. Vegeta snorted. Really a pig teammate. Sorry. Nappa reacted immediately. However, without the detector, it is impossible to communicate with Vegeta. This really hurts. Distant starry sky. Frieza's universe spacecraft. Frieza is sailing in the stars. Sure enough, Frieza heard Vegeta's conversation. Oh, Chi Tian is on the Earth. Frieza clenched his fist tightly, and his whole body was trembling. Thinking of the situation on the planet Champa, where he was rubbed against the ground by Chi Tian, Frieza was out of anger. I must repay this grudge. But, How could he go to the Earth? Isn't he in the gods of destruction world of the 6th universe? Very good. This guy finally came back. When you hit me last time, I didn't show my full strength at all. And at that time, in order not to waste too much energy, I had returned to the first form. Also, at that time you had that fat cat backing up, and I didn't dare to do anything to you. But now, since you have returned to the 7th universe, this is your own dead end. Frieza sneered. How far are we from the Earth? Frieza asked. Kikono, a genius scientist next to Frieza, hurriedly searched for information about the Earth through his computer. The Earth is in an extremely remote galaxy, it is very far away from where we are now. If we fly over with our current universe spacecraft, it will probably take a year. Kikono quickly replied. 1 year, Frieza wiped his sweat. Is this too far? Forget it, pay close attention to Vegeta and their movements first. Frieza ordered, read their information through eavesdropping devices. I want to know what they are talking about. Yes, Kikunuo quickly responded. It's best if they can take the initiative to come over and find me revenge, I don't have to run that far. Frieza smiled lightly. Your Excellency Frieza is wise, Bailey Brow answered. Bellaburu, you did a good job. Vegeta's combat effectiveness has only increased by 3,000 over the years. Frieza smiled. Your Excellency Frieza praised, this is what I should do. Bailey Brew saluted. Earth. Raditz looked at Son Goku indifferently. Kakarot, believe the purpose of my coming here, you already know it well. Raditz said to Son Goku, we don't care about planet Vegeta, we will deal with the things at hand first. How about, come with me to other things. Let's fight on the planet. Don't dream, I will never help you. Son Goku shouted loudly. What about you, Chi Tien? Raditz asked Chi Tien again. Don't go. Chi Tien shook his head. HMPH, I knew you guys would say that. Raditz smiled. Kakarot, I just noticed, the kid behind you is your son, right? It's not. Son Goku quickly denied. You can't fool me. The tail behind him is the best proof. Raditz smiled softly. What do you want to do? Son Goku's face changed color. You are a father who is unreasonable, so I have to use your son. Raditz sneered and walked step by step in the direction of Son Gohan. You stop for me, if you go one step further, I'll beat you down. Son Goku shouted. Boom! Raditz kicked out and hit Son Goku in the chest on the spot. Son Goku flew up to a high level and fell to the ground, feeling a little uncomfortable all over his body. Dad! Son Gohan hurried to his father's direction, but was picked up by Raditz from behind. Chi Tien, help Goku. Bulma said quickly. Chi Tien, do you want to help Kakarot? Just come on. Raditz smiled lightly. I know exactly how powerful your combat power is. Your combat power is not as good as Kakarot, so don't come here to be ashamed. You really don't get in. Chi Tien sighed. I have given you a chance. You said you have to die. Why? Do you want to challenge me? Do you know my combat effectiveness? Raditz looked disdainful. Boom! Chi Tien suddenly stretched out his hand, and invisible energy emerged. Only a muffled noise was heard, and the energy hit Raditz's chest at the time. Puff! Raditz's mouth spurted blood, his body flew backwards, and he fell to the ground all at once. When I looked again, I saw Raditz pumping all over and foaming at the mouth, looking almost dying. Son Gohan was also beaten into the air, hanging in the air. Chi Tien's big hand aimed at Son Gohan's body and controlled Son Gohan to fall firmly on the ground. Oh, a carelessly overstrength, almost beat you to death. Chi Tien said with a smile. Son Goku was stunned. Klin was dumbfounded. Master Roshi's eyes widened. Bulma was also a little surprised. Unexpectedly, Brother Chi Tien is so powerful. I'm not mistaken, the alien who knocked Goku to the ground with one move, just let Chi Tien give it a finger to scrap it. Klin whispered. Piccolo, who was peeking from behind the house, was shocked after seeing this scene. What? Is this guy named Chi Tien so powerful? I have always ignored his existence. Unexpectedly, on this earth, there is a stronger opponent than Son Goku. Sorry, I haven't taken a shot for a long time, and I can't control my power. Chi Tien walked to Raditz's side and sighed, and this I only exist in the form of energy. You. Raditz felt that he was seriously injured, and he raised his finger hard to point at Chi Tien. What do you want to say? Chi Tien asked. I think I can still, Raditz said weakly. You are like this, can you still fight? Chi Tien asked. I can save it. Raditz gritted his teeth, and after saying this, his head was tilted and he was dead. You said earlier, I can find a way to save you. I thought you would continue fighting. Chi Tien shook his head. Bulma, Son Goku, Klin, Master Roshi. The few people present were more speechless than one. Goku, he's dead. Klin was also a little emotional. Son Goku gritted his teeth and got up from the ground. Klin hurriedly stepped forward to help. Goku, are you okay? Klin asked. It's okay. Son Goku shook his head. Goku, I'm really sorry, one accidentally beat your brother to death. Chi Tien said. Chi Tien, you don't have to apologize, he wants to threaten me with my son. This is what he deserves. Son Goku said firmly with a look. Then I can rest assured. Chi Tien nodded. I didn't expect Chi Tien, you are so powerful. Son Goku smiled bitterly. Before you played the world's No.1 martial arts conference, I had already fought with the elites of other universes. Chi Tien smiled slightly. Other universe, what do you mean? Son Goku was stunned. Don't be kidding. So, you can easily defeat that Piccolo Daimao with your strength. Klin seemed to think of something suddenly, and asked quickly. Come out, Piccolo, no need to hide. Chi Tien did not answer, but greeted Piccolo behind the house. Piccolo shivered. Soon after, Piccolo walked out from behind the house with a solemn expression. What, Piccolo Daimao? Klin's face changed color. Master Roshi was also taken aback. Bulma is relatively calm. Brother Chi Tien is so powerful, he will definitely protect me. Piccolo, why are you here? Son Goku was also surprised, looking at Piccolo and asked. I followed that guy, Piccolo said solemnly, looking at Chi Tien with some caution. Have you seen him? Son Goku asked. Yes, Piccolo nodded. I originally wanted to deal with this guy with you. But what I didn't expect is. Chi Tien is so powerful. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect it either. Son Goku laughed. Ha, I'm sitting on the well and watching the sky. Piccolo snorted. Hey, listen to your brother, he still has 2 accomplices. Klin suddenly thought of something and said quickly. Klin is right, in about a year or so, those 2 powerful Saiyans will come to the Earth. Chi Tien nodded. One of the Saiyans is the prince on planet Vegeta, his name it's still named after planet Vegeta. I heard Goku's brother call him Vegeta. Klin replied thoughtfully. That guy is a prince. Is that great? Yes, very strong. Chi Tien nodded, but it is still not enough for me to hit with a single finger. That way, I'll be relieved. Klin breathed a sigh of relief. By the way, Chi Tien, what you hide is really deep enough, I always thought that your strength was not as good as mine. A year later, will they come to Earth to avenge Goku's brother? Bulma asked, or do they want to invade our planet? It's okay to talk to them. Chi Tien said, hooking his finger at the detector that Raditz was carrying. Snapped. Suddenly, Raditz's detector flew over and fell into Chi Tien's hands. Chi Tien pressed the button on the detector. It is worth mentioning that after Chi Tien became gods of destruction, he destroyed the detector he carried with him. As for what level of combat effectiveness will be compressed, this Chi Tien can understand through induction. Hey, Vegeta, can you hear it? Chi Tien said to the detector. I heard, you are Chi Tien. Vegeta snorted, you wait, I will go to the Earth to find you and settle the account. Come on, I am waiting for you to come over to find abuse. Chi Tien smiled slightly. Ha, Chi Tien, you are really confident. Vegeta hummed, my current combat effectiveness has been greatly improved. Last time you attacked me when I was not prepared, and knocked me out. This is an account. I have to find you to do a good job. Come on quickly, if you can defeat Goku, I will give you the same gift. Chi Tien said with a smile. Oh, who do you defeat? Vegeta was stunned. It's Raditz's younger brother Kakarot, whose name on Earth is Son Goku. Chi Tien smiled. Son Goku was also slightly taken aback. Beat me. You are talking about the inferior fighter Kakarot. Vegeta smiled at the time, don't be kidding Chi Tien. My opponent is you, not the inferior fighter. I have defeated the inferior warrior you said before talking. Chi Tian said with a smile. HMPH, whatever you want, when I go to Earth, none of you can run away. Vegeta thought about it and didn't think it mattered. As long as you are destroyed, won't others easily crush it? By the way, what was the gift you were talking about? Wouldn't it be a cup of milk tea? Vegeta smiled lightly. On the Universe spacecraft, Vegeta found some information about Chi Tian through the computer. It turned out that this guy went to the planet Van Feud after the destruction of planet Vegeta. The planet full of food. This guy opened a milk tea shop on that planet. But what happened later, Vegeta didn't know. It's Dragon Ball, Chi Tian said with a smile. Dragon Ball, what is that? Is it better than milk tea? Vegeta said with a grin. Hey, don't tell me about the Dragon Ball. Klin was shocked and said hurriedly. There is a kind of magical bead on the earth, which can realize any wish. Is this thing okay? Chi Tian smiled. Hurry up and think about it on the road. What kind of wish do you want to realize? Oh, really? Would you give me such a good thing? Vegeta didn't believe it. Believe it or not, Chi Tian smiled and said, as long as you can defeat Kakarot, I will let you realize any wish. Huh, it's interesting. It's getting more and more interesting. I want to see what kind of Dragon Ball you said. Vegeta smiled. Also, I will let you know how strong I am, the one called Kakarot. Inferior warrior, I can destroy him with one finger, so you should take care of yourself. That's it, you have to come on. After Chi Tian finished speaking, he interrupted the call. Son Goku and others were silent. After a short silence, Chi Tian, why tell him about Dragon Ball? Bulma asked strangely. Also, do you mean to let Goku challenge the guy named Vegeta? That's right, Chi Tian nodded. The Dragon Ball thing is also to make your cultivation more motivated. I'll say it first. Once you lose to Vegeta and Nappa, I will give them the Dragon Ball. You are also very likely to be killed. After you die, you will never be able to resurrect. What did you say? Klin's face changed color. Although I can kill them easily, but this time I don't plan to make a move. Chi Tian said, I said before, I just exist in the form of a cloud of energy. If every time I encounter a strong enemy, if it's all for me to solve it, there will be no need for this planet to exist. So in the next year, you must cultivate well and strive for immortality. Klin, too much. You can beat them. You don't make a move. We will really be beaten to death by them. In addition to that Vegeta, there is another guy named Nappa. Is he as strong as Goku's brother? Klin asked quickly. No, he is much stronger than Goku's elder brother. Chi Tian smiled and said, Goku's elder brother Raditz has a combat power of 1200, and Nappa's combat power is 6000. Compare yourself. Klin was dumbfounded. Piccolo's face changed again and again, cold sweat slipped across his face. Master Roshi was stunned. This gap is not just a little bit. Klin, tell me, what is fighting power? Son Goku was stunned, and quickly asked Klin. Klin, it should be a kind of strength. Judgment with numbers, Klin explained. Yes, that's what it means. Chi Tian nodded. Son Goku's expression also became serious. So what about us? What is our combat power? Klin asked. Chi Tian smiled and looked at Klin Dao. Klin, your combat power is around 200. Goku and Piccolo are in the early 400s. Goku's combat power is a little bit more than Piccolo. Master Roshi's combat power is 140, right? As soon as he said this, the faces of Son Goku and others turned pale. There was another deathly silence. Chi Tian, stop joking, okay. Our combat power is less than 1000. No more than 500. Klin smiled bitterly. Goku's brother Raditz has reached 1200 combat power. The Nappa's combat power is 6000, how can we surpass them? What about Vegeta? What's his fighting power? Piccolo asked. I'm afraid of scaring you to death. Chi Tian sighed. Just tell me, I can bear it. Piccolo nodded. Is it 10,000? 18,000. Chi Tian smiled. Piccolo's eyes widened. Klin was almost frightened to death. Although I am not very sensitive to these numbers, since I know he is so powerful, I will definitely work hard to cultivate. Son Goku looked serious. If that guy named Vegeta really has 18,000 combat power, we have no hope of winning at all. Klin has already felt the end of the world. Generally speaking, if the combat power reaches about 10,000, you can have the power to destroy planets the size of the Earth. Chi Tien explained to Son Goku and others, so you have to work hard. What about you, Chi Tien? Klin asked again. My fighting force is only 100. Chi Tien grinned. Just kidding, Chi Tien, can you speak well? Klin wanted to cry. You said you only have 100 combat power. You killed Goku's brother with one finger. I do not believe. You lied to me. Do you think I'm stupid? Next, Goku, you follow me to practice. Chi Tien made arrangements. I will teach you advanced skills. I am very happy. Freedom. What is that? Klin scratched his head. Klin, don't ask. Since it was taught to me by Chi Tien, I think it must be very powerful. Son Goku smiled, and then said to Chi Tien, then I will send Gohan home first, and then go. I'm looking for you to practice. No, Gohan will also participate in this battle. Chi Tien said. Gohan is just a child. Klin exclaimed, Chi Tien, isn't it good for you to do this? Boom, Chi Tien waved to Keelan. Klin was hit directly and plunged into the distant sea. Just you talk a lot. Chi Tien snorted. Klin. Son Goku was shocked and was about to treat Klin. Don't worry, he will be fine. Chi Tien said. Sure enough, Son Goku glanced towards the sea and found that Klin was swimming towards the shore in the sea. Chi Tien, do you mean to let Gohan participate in the battle? But Gohan has never practiced before. Son Goku scratched his head, although I also think Gohan has a talent for fighting. Gohan handed over to Piccolo to train. Chi Tien replied. Master Roshi, Bulma, Klin, who had just swam ashore, didn't know what to say. Is it suitable for you to be a mess of mandarin ducks? You actually handed Gohan to Piccolo Daimao to train. Piccolo was also taken aback. Piccolo, you take son Gohan away and train well. Chi Tien said to Piccolo. Why should I train such a little guy? Piccolo protested. If it weren't for you, I would have blown up this island a long time ago. You let me take this little guy away. Son Goku's son. He has a fart. Train him well, you will find that he will become your own son in the future. Chi Tien said with a smile. Piccolo, Mao's son. We are not the same race, okay. Piccolo didn't want to talk anymore. Take it away. Just simple training and training. No big deal. What did you say? Did you let Piccolo train Gohan? Klin exclaimed. Chi Tien smiled and looked at Keelan. Klin quickly covered his mouth. I have sent it out of sentiment. Boom. Chi Tien waved his hand, and an invisible air patted Klin's body again. Klin drew an arc in the air and fell into the sea again. Do you have any comments? Chi Tien looked at Master Roshi and the turtle. ... I haven't spoken all the time, just treat me as if I don't exist. I am a turtle, what can I say? No opinion, of course no opinion. Master Roshi laughed, maybe Piccolo is the best teacher, right? Goku. I didn't expect Bulma's boyfriend to be so powerful. It's because I didn't play Bulma. Otherwise, Master Roshi glanced at the location of Klin, then looked at the dead Raditz, shivering uncontrollably. This guy is terrible, can't afford to provoke. Well, I actually think it would be better to give Gohan to Piccolo to practice. Son Goku nodded seriously. Piccolo, you won't eat him? Bulma asked. Can you eat it? Piccolo exasperated. Okay, it's been decided so happily. Chi Tien smiled and said, Klin, come here. Klin was swimming quickly towards the shore. It just stopped after hearing Chi Tien's words. I'm not going. If I go over, will you fly me again? Do you think I am volleyball? Come here quickly, I have something to confess to you. Chi Tien beckoned to Keelan. Klin came hurriedly. You go and tell Tien Shinhan and Leping about Saiyan, do you understand? Chi Tien said. It turned out to be this, I understand, and leave it to me. Klin patted his chest. Goku, you go home and talk to your wife alone, and then come to Bulma's house to find me. Chi Tien said to Goku. Okay, Son Goku nodded, understanding the strength of the opponent, I also want to practice well. Then, I'm leaving too. Piccolo stepped forward and picked up Son Gohan, waving at Chi Tien and others. I'm looking for Dad, I'm looking for Dad, I'm looking for Dad, Son Gohan howled. Call out. Piccolo was upset by the quarrel, so he took Son Gohan to the sky and left the scene quickly. Bulma, let's go home. Chi Tien said. Using the plane or flying back? Bulma said. Fly back with a plane. Chi Tien said. Bulma. Do I ask if you use a plane or will you take me back? Your answer, I don't know how to pick it up. A certain mountainous area. Let go of me, I'm looking for my dad. Son Gohan howled loudly, his voice thinking all over the mountainous area. It really made you so noisy, you little bunny sickle. Piccolo buzzed his teeth and threw Son Gohan into the lake. Son Gohan sank in the water at that time, and his body kept fluttering in the water. Cough, cough, cough. Son Gohan coughed hard and choked his throat with water. Don't cry anymore, if you don't cry, I will save you. Piccolo said coldly. Son Gohan sobbed a few times before he dared to cry anymore. Piccolo fell from the sky and pulled Son Gohan up. Who are you? Son Gohan sniffed, and suddenly cried loudly again, where's my father? I'm looking for my father. Don't cry. Believe it or not, I will break your neck and throw you into the water to feed the fish. Piccolo shouted angrily. Chi Tien, you are a scam. You let me take such a kid. I really want to slap him to death. Son Gohan was really scared, and slowly stopped crying. I believe you have heard Chi Tien's words. Although you don't know how much you understand, you should be very clear that in the next year, you will be taught by me personally. Piccolo snorted. Son Gohan continued to sniff. I don't know why Chi Tien did this. Piccolo said with a black face, bringing you such a little guy will only waste my cultivation time. But one thing is certain, that guy Chi Tien, although the strength has surpassed the two upcoming Saiyans, but he will never make a move. So the earth needs our protection, do you understand? Son Gohan nodded aggrievedly. Actually, on the way back, I was curious about Chi Tien's approach. Did your body contain extremely powerful energy? Otherwise, why did he let me train you? Piccolo smiled lightly and looked at Son Gohan. I don't have any strong energy, I have never learned Kung Fu, and I have never had a fight with anyone. Son Gohan replied with tears in his eyes. Let's take a look. Piccolo grinned, showing an evil face. Snapped. Piccolo grabbed Son Gohan's head and slipped away. It hurts, let me go quickly, it hurts me to death. Son Gohan was shocked and cried again. Piccolo slammed Son Gohan violently towards the distant mountain. Let me see if there is any strong energy in your body. If not, I will find a way to save you. Then, I don't want to waste my time anymore. If it is true as Chi Tien said, that guy's combat power has reached more than 10,000. No, it is close to 20,000. I must practice well. Wow, Son Gohan can clearly feel that he is hitting the mountain. Son Gohan quickly closed his eyes. Seeing is clear. I can't see it, maybe nothing will happen. No, I'm going to be knocked to death. Wow, 543, Son Gohan opened his eyes sharply and his expression became cold. Boom, then a cloud of energy burst out of Son Gohan's body. This energy bombarded the distant mountain. Suddenly, with a loud noise, the mountain was moved to a flat ground. Piccolo's eyes widened, and a look of horror appeared on his face. Is this kid so scary? It was amazing, he was stronger than I thought. This kid is really amazing. It seems that my guess is correct. Otherwise, Chi Tien won't let me train such a little guy. Son Gohan fell on the ground and was in a daze there. Piccolo is also very unhappy. I feel good and complicated, and I am cultivating one of the most terrifying enemies in the future. No, the most terrifying enemy in the future is not that guy Chi Tien. Take one step at a time. Did I do this? Son Gohan asked. Yes, do you understand now? Piccolo said with a cold face. This kid will also be my enemy in the future. I feel so tangled. Forget it, let's beat Saiyan first. What I can be sure of now is that when you are emotional or angry, you will exert your own potential powerful energy, but your breath will disappear in an instant, so you will not win. Piccolo looked at Son Gohan said, I will teach you how to fight and make you the strongest fighter. But I don't want to be a martial artist, I want to be a great scientist. Son Gohan replied. Of course you can. As long as you defeat the two Saiyans here a year later, it doesn't matter what you want to be. Piccolo smiled slightly. If they destroy the earth, how can you become a scientist? Do you want to study how to resurrect? Human, little boy, don't think so naively. Son Gohan, I'm afraid of fighting. Son Gohan shivered, and said with his mouth curled. You dumb thing, don't say such dumb things. No time, take off your coat quickly. Piccolo shouted angrily. Son Gohan quickly took off his jacket and murmured as he took it off, I want my father to teach me. You don't have to think so much. Piccolo snorted, you were on the scene at the time, and you also know how powerful Chi Tien is. He arranged you for me. Do you think I want to teach you? You little kid will only delay my cultivation process. Also, your father is not strict enough with you, he will not be a good teacher. Look at the one you are pampered with now. It looks like this, you can see how much your father loves you, Son Gohan. I miss my dad, what are we going to do next? Son Gohan asked. Do nothing at first, just survive. Piccolo smiled softly. Chi Tien, don't blame me for this kind of thing, if he really died, it can only be his bad luck. This is indeed how I practiced him. Huh, survive, Son Gohan was stunned. Yes, you can survive here peacefully by yourself. Piccolo smiled, if you can persist for 6 months, I will teach you the skills of fighting. 6 months, am I the only one here? Son Gohan's face changed color, I don't want it, I will die of boredom. HMPH, you won't feel lonely. Piccolo smiled, there will often be monsters that eat people in this area. They will accompany you to play well. What are you talking about? Please don't throw me down. Son Gohan's face changed again and again. Okay, I don't have time to coax you. 6 months is very short. Surviving means you still have some ability, otherwise you will be a scum. Piccolo snorted, don't forget, the destiny of the earth is still in control. In your hands, you have to believe in your own abilities. But yes, Son Gohan has a bad feeling. Also, you must not try to escape from here. The surroundings here are hells like deserts. Piccolo smiled slightly, desert, do you understand? If you fall into the quicksand, even I can't save you. Quote. After saying this, Piccolo will leave the scene. Wait a minute, where is the food? Bathtub, toothbrush, bed, Son Gohan asked quickly. Do you think you are here on holiday? My little master. Piccolo smiled. Son Gohan. Unacceptable. Too cruel. Goodbye, and good luck. Piccolo soared into the sky at that time. Son Gohan. Wait for me. I am afraid. Don't leave me. Son Gohan hurried to chase. However, how can Son Gohan catch up? The next moment, Son Gohan cried loudly after seeing the deserted scene around him. Crying and crying, Son Gohan suddenly felt a little wrong. There seemed to be a peculiar smell of beasts near him. Son Gohan looked up, his face also turned pale. It is a huge monster. The monster also stared at Son Gohan below. Such a small point is not enough to stuff my teeth. However, no matter how small a mosquito is, it is meat. Eat it. Woo, what to do? Son Gohan was terrified. The monster opened its mouth wide and rushed towards Son Gohan. Help, who will help me? Son Gohan screamed and ran away desperately. Papa, Son Gohan fell to the ground. The monster opened its blood basin and swallowed it towards Son Gohan. At this critical moment, Son Gohan's body energy exploded. Call out. Son Gohan soared into the sky and flew high into the sky. The monster looked dumbfounded. Have I eaten him yet? Where is my food? There is none left. That's weird. Hoo. Son Gohan gasped heavily, and when he reacted, he realized that he had actually jumped to the top of a high mountain. Wow, I can't go down anymore. Son Gohan howled out. After crying for a while, Son Gohan found no effect, so he stopped. Son Gohan curled up into a ball, feeling so hungry. I can't go down, I'm going to be starved to death. Slap, slap. At this moment, Son Gohan suddenly saw 2 apples falling from the sky. It's an apple. Great. The apple fell, so lucky. Son Gohan was surprised and happy, picking up the apple and about to nibble. It's just that Son Gohan feels a little regretful in the next moment. There is no apple tree here, right? Where is this falling apple? Do not care. Let's eat first. Son Gohan took a few bites. It's sour, it's terrible, I want to eat steamed buns. Son Gohan was aggrieved. Above the sky, Piccolo. This kid is also picky. Piccolo tickled his teeth with anger. Just help you this time. If you can't survive in the future, don't blame me. I still have to practice. That guy named Vegeta has a combat power of close to 20,000. My combat power is only 400. I can't even beat Son Goku's brother. It's so sad. Bowsy Mountain. What did you say? Chi-Chi jumped into thunder and glared at Son Goku. You said you let Gohan practice with Piccolo. Yes, Piccolo would be a good teacher. Son Goku scratched his head. Gohan is only 4 years old. Would you let a 4-year-old child practice? Chi-Chi said angrily. Gohan still has to study. You also said that Gohan is only 4 years old. Would you let him study now? Son Goku scratched his head. Of course, we must win at the starting line. Chi-Chi shouted loudly. After saying this, Chi-Chi thought about it carefully and then asked, by the way, who is Piccolo? Ah, it's the Maginia who competed with me for the championship and runner-up in the world's number 1 Budo contest 5 years ago. Son Goku smiled. Piccolo Daimao. Chi-Chi rolled his eyes, feeling that he was not well. I didn't react just now. It turned out to be Piccolo Daimao. Papa. Chi-Chi fainted on the ground. Goku, are you lacking in your head? You let Gohan practice with Piccolo Daimao. Do you want him to eat Gohan? Chi-Chi, are you okay? Son Goku quickly consoled. Temple. The god was silent, and his expression became unusually solemn. God, Mr. Popo also said solemnly. Mr. Popo, I believe you have seen what happened below. The god sighed. I really didn't expect that Chi-Tien and Goku actually came from the same planet. In fact, we should have thought of it long ago. Mr. Popo sighed. You said, Tianxian nodded, when Chi-Tien first came, there was a tail behind him. I should have guessed it when I saw that Goku also had a tail. It was just that I didn't think about it at the time. Mr. Popo didn't say anything. 1 year later, 2 more powerful Saiyans will descend on the earth. The god said in a deep voice. This time, Chi-Tien said that he will not make any more moves. The destiny can only be changed by ourselves. Yeah, Mr. Popo responded. There is also the Kid Piccolo, which is completely different from before. Tenjin continued. I can sense his changes. The newly born Piccolo, the evil in his body has decreased a lot. Tenjin, if the Saiyan named Vegeta really defeats Son Goku, shall we really give him the Dragon Ball? Mr. Popo asked. No, at that time, I hope you will kill me, Mr. Popo. The god made up his mind. I am a servant of God, and I will not attack God. Bobo shook his head. Night fell. Son Gohan fell asleep after eating the apple. Falling asleep, Son Gohan sneezed and sat up from the ground. Son Gohan got up and took a pee. Piccolo hovered above the sky, silently watching Son Gohan. Said that he didn't want to care about this little kid, but Piccolo was still a little worried after all. Even if this kid is going to die, it will take a while to die. It was only the first day that I killed the training. The Chi-Tien guys still can't ask me to settle accounts. What should I do? How can I get off here? Son Gohan muttered, if this goes on, I will starve to death. After saying this, Son Gohan suddenly found that the night was quite bright. Why is it still so bright at night? Son Gohan suddenly turned his head and saw the full moon floating in the sky. It's the moon. Son Gohan was stunned. This is the first time I have seen such a round moon. Boom boom boom. The next moment, Son Gohan's heartbeat increased a lot. What's the matter? It feels a bit wrong. Piccolo was stunned. Roar. Before long, Son Gohan became a huge ape. The heavy body directly crushed the mountain. What's the situation? Piccolo was stunned. What kind of monster is this? Snapped. The great ape Son Gohan fell from the sky and smashed a large mountain with one punch. Immediately afterwards, Son Gohan opened his mouth, ejecting a powerful burst of energy. Boom. In the distance, a huge mushroom cloud appeared above the night sky. What's the matter? How can this kid possess such a huge destructive power? Piccolo's eyes widened, his face changed again and again. Your ability to destroy will soon destroy the earth. What is going on? How can it become like this? What Raditz said to Son Goku suddenly appeared in Piccolo's mind. Isn't the full moon time for Saiyan to play his skills? Yes, it's a full moon. Disappear. Piccolo released a huge energy in his hand, smashing into the moon in the sky. Soon, the night sky returned to tranquility. The moon disappeared. Son Gohan's body shrank quickly and returned to its original appearance. Snapped. Son Gohan fell to the ground and fainted on the spot. I didn't expect you to transform into Piccolo, and said in a deep voice, it's because of Saiyan's blood. I don't know if Chi Tien will become like this. It's really terrible. I was right to beat the moon away. The thought that Saiyan could become such a terrifying monster made people feel terrified. With that, Piccolo walked to Son Gohan's side. That guy seems to have said something about the tail. It seems that if you want to transform, you need a tail, and you. Take the tail off so I can rest assured. Snapped. Piccolo pulled off Son Gohan's tail. Next, I'll give you a suit and a sword, Piccolo said. The magic in his hand bloomed and covered Son Gohan's body. Okay, let's do this first. I also want to continue practicing. If you can survive safely in these 6 months, I, Piccolo Daimao, will personally train you as hell. I want to train you into a good demon. Early the next morning, Son Goku came to Bulma's house and found Chi Tien. Yesterday, Son Goku comforted Chi-Chi all night and finally got her through. In fact, Chi-Chi is not justified. The main reason is that Son Gohan has been taken away, so he can't find it at all. Chi-Chi has nothing to do. Chi Tien, I have come to practice with you. Son Goku scratched his head and grinned. Okay, Chi Tien nodded slightly. Next, what I want to teach you is a god-level skill that only a true god can comprehend. Only a true god can understand. Son Goku was stunned. Simply put, after you comprehend the true self-consciousness, you will become a true god. Chi Tien smiled. But I don't want to be a god, I just want to make myself stronger. Son Goku smiled bitterly. Becoming a true god, of course, will make oneself stronger. Chi Tien smiled. The god I am talking about is completely different from the god of the earth as you understand it. The god I am talking about is in the true sense. The god of God has the powerful ability to change heaven and earth. Although I don't understand it very well, I understand the truth. Son Goku nodded thoughtfully. Shall we start now? Let's start, Chi Tien said to Son Goku. Zhu Zixi is a brand new skill. It is somewhat similar to your current cultivation method, but it is more refined in your cultivation methods, level. Son Goku nodded vigorously. The reason why Chi Tien taught Son Goku how to use it is that he wants to cultivate Son Goku as soon as possible. As long as you train Son Goku well, you can become your own whetstone at that time, so that you can complete your true self-consciousness as soon as possible. Guixian Island. Teacher Wu Tian, I'm going to see Leping and the others. Klin said. Do you know where they are? Master Roshi asked. Klin shook his head. I do not know either. They can only try their luck in the places they frequent. Someone is coming, Master Roshi said suddenly. Who? Klin also looked towards the sea. It didn't take long to see Yakulob landing on the shore in an airship. You are really hard to find here. I am entrusted by Immortal Garland to send you a message. Yakulob said, I already know everything that happened to Immortal Garland, now you go to Garen immediately. Tower, the gods will teach you Kung Fu, including me. Really? Klin was stunned, somewhat surprised. It's true, Archie Loeb said, I don't want to fight with Saiyan at all, but the old cat didn't agree. Understood, I will go to Galanta immediately. Klin nodded. Yakulobe nodded and turned around and said, I'm also going to find Leping and Tien Shinhan, so I won't chat with you anymore. In this way, the soldiers all began to practice hard. 6 months passed in a blink of an eye. Son Gohan has grown very well in these 6 months. Piccolo is also very pleased to see the growth of Son Gohan. Well, it's time to teach you some real skills. Bulma's house. Son Goku has also gained a simple understanding of ZZZ in these 6 months. That's right, your freedom has already started. Chi Tien smiled. Really, it feels like this skill is amazing. Son Goku smiled and scratched his head, then asked, then I can defeat Vegeta now. Zuzaiji is just a skill, you also need to improve your own energy. Chi Tien said. Okay, I understand. Son Goku nodded, then I have to practice well by myself, and there is about half a year left. I will also be able to integrate my own boxing skills into the skill of freedom as soon as possible. Well, I will take you to a place where it is more suitable for you to practice. Chi Tien said in deep thought. Where to go? Son Goku scratched his head. Chi Tien put his hand on Son Goku's shoulder. Bulma, I will leave for a while and will come back soon. Chi Tien greeted Bulma. Where to go? Bulma was taken aback for a moment. What? Just after Bulma's voice fell, he suddenly discovered that Chi Tien and Son Goku had disappeared all at once. People. Bulma looked around, but did not find Chi Tien and Son Goku. Where did you go? In an instant, Chi Tien took Son Goku and appeared on King Kai's planet. Papa, Son Goku just arrived on this planet. He fell to the ground all of a sudden, feeling like he was carrying a mountain on his back, extremely heavy. Huh, where is this place? I feel my own body is so heavy. Son Goku exclaimed. But the next moment, Son Goku gritted his teeth and stood up from the ground. This is King Kai's planet. Chi Tien smiled. King Kai, who is it? Son Goku hadn't heard of it. Over there, Chi Tien greeted Son Goku, and pointed to King Kai who was sleeping on a recliner in the distance. That's weird guy. By the way, why is my body so heavy? Son Goku hasn't figured it out yet. Boom. Chi Tien lightly kicked King Kai directly to the ground. Barbarous, the chimpanzee on the side, was frightened. This person is terrible. You actually kicked Lord Realm King as a ball. The Realm King was also awakened immediately, and he jumped up from the ground at that time, staring at Chi Tien and Son Goku with an angry face. However, when the World King saw Chi Tien's face clearly, he directly counseled. Snapped. The World King knelt down immediately. Farewell to Lord Supreme Kai. The Realm King hurriedly said. Do you still know that I am Supreme Kai? Chi Tien smiled. The one who knows, Jia Wang answered honestly. Okay, get up. Chi Tien smiled. I have retired. Ah, even if Supreme Kai retires, he will still be my boss. Jia Wang quickly replied. By the way, what is Jia Wang looking for? I want you to help me train Son Goku, and teach him all of your skills. Chi Tien said. No problem, leave it to you. Jia Wang nodded solemnly. Okay, then I beg you. Chi Tien smiled slightly. Don't dare, Jia Wang quickly responded. Goku, in the next period of time, follow the Realm King to practice well. Chi Tien said to Son Goku. Understood, Son Goku responded. What? Chi Tien didn't say anything anymore. At that time, it turned into a ghost and disappeared as soon as it flickered. As Supreme Kai Chi Tien, although it only exists in the form of a mass of energy, it is also capable of instant transmission. These are the basic skills of Supreme Kai. It is impossible to say no. Huh, disappeared. How did Chi Tien do it? The speed is so fast. Son Goku's eyes widened. Idiot, it's called instant transmission, that's the magical ability unique to Supreme Kai. The Realm King said to Son Goku. Instant transmission, it's amazing. Son Goku scratched his head. By the way, the World King. Why do I feel my body is so heavy? It's very inconvenient to move. Are you from the Earth? Jia Wang was silent for a moment and asked. Son Goku nodded. That's right, of course you will feel heavy. Jia Wang smiled slightly. Although this planet is small, its gravity is very large. The gravity here is 10 times that of the Earth, so your weight is also the same. It's increased by 10 times. You try to jump hard, jump up with the greatest strength. Yes, Son Goku said, taking off hard. Snapped. Son Goku jumped up a height. Immediately afterwards, Son Goku fell quickly. No way, I can only jump so high. Son Goku scratched his head. The World King was also a little surprised. This kid is not easy, he can jump so high. Very well, you are better than I expected. The King of Realm nodded in satisfaction. You deserve to be a friend of Supreme Kai, it's amazing. Supreme Kai. Chi Tien is Supreme Kai? Son Goku asked. Yes, but according to Lord Supreme Kai, he has already retired. The Realm King replied. Does retiring mean retiring? Son Goku asked. World King. You can understand this. The King of Realm nodded. Okay, let's not talk about it yet, let's prepare to practice, right? How long do you plan to practice here? Did Master Supreme Kai say when to come and pick you up? I can still practice for 6 months, Son Goku replied, because 2 very terrifying Saiyan will come to our Earth, so I must practice Kung Fu in these 6 months and strive to defeat them. Quote. Saiyan, they are extraordinary. Realm King nodded. Well, let me see when they can reach the Earth. As he said, the 2 tentacles on the head of the World King moved slightly. Well, There are indeed two Saiyans who are taking the universe spacecraft, flying fast in the direction of the Earth. King Jia replied, the date of arrival on the Earth is 158 days away. Amazing. It can be seen. Son Goku was surprised. Master Supreme Kai can also tell. Didn't he tell you? The Realm King asked. Chi Tien did not say the specific time, only that there are still 6 months to say so. It is ahead of the scheduled time, only 158 days. Son Goku's expression became dignified, the time is really short. Quote, it doesn't matter, 158 days is enough. Jia Wang said with a smile. Really? Son Goku asked. Cultivating on this planet for 158 days is equivalent to practicing on the Earth for several years. The Realm King said with a smile with his hands on his back. Great. Son Goku was very excited. But even if you practice, may not be the opponent of the two Saiyans. Supreme Kai said solemnly, the two Saiyans who went to the Earth are very powerful, and their strength has far exceeded mine. What? Is it stronger than the Realm King? Son Goku looked at the Realm King in surprise. I might as well follow Chi Tien to practice. They are actually stronger than you. So, you have to surpass me to defeat those two Saiyans. The Realm King smiled. Son Goku nodded solemnly. I will definitely surpass you. My goal is to exceed Chi Tien. Then, let's start. Jia Wang said, first you must overcome the heavy feeding here, Beerus. Hey. Beerus came hopping around. Come and catch Beerus. If you can't even do this, then forget it. The Realm King ordered. Okay, I see. Son Goku stepped forward to catch the chimpanzee. Going around the planet, Son Goku felt extremely strenuous. The body is so heavy. Well, I want to take off my load suit. Son Goku gritted his teeth and took off his load suit. Call out. Son Goku speeds up. Just when Son Goku was about to catch Beerus, Beerus suddenly increased his speed to the extreme. Son Goku was stunned. This orangutan runs so fast. Son Goku's eyes widened, and he turned to look at the Realm King. This guy is so fast, I can't catch him at all. Quote, go back if you can't catch it. Jia Wang said, if I go back, you will not be afraid Chi Tien will trouble you. Son Goku grinned. World King, this kid is too shameful. He actually used Supreme Kai to press me down. By the way, can you give me something to eat? I'm a little hungry. Son Goku said. Did you not eat when you kid came? Jia Wang said with a dark face. I have eaten it in the morning. I haven't eaten lunch yet. Son Goku scratched his head. The king sighed and went to the kitchen to prepare food for Son Goku. For the face of Lord Supreme Kai, I don't care about you. Son Goku started to eat, and quickly ate all the food upright. I'm full, although it's not very delicious. Son Goku patted his stomach and said with a smile. You kid, don't respect me at all. Jia Wang's face went dark. However, thinking that these goods are friends of Lord Supreme Kai, the king of the world can't say much. King of the world, don't you feel lonely on such a small planet? Son Goku asked. You are still young. Although this planet is small, there are many interesting things. The King Jia said with a smile, for example, counting the number of grasses that have grown, and looking at the sky, peeing into the distance, and many more. Son Goku, you are really boring. King of the world, why is the sky over there like a golden cloud? Son Goku asked. Passing through the clouds is hell. Realm King said with a smile. Hell, is it the place where people die? Son Goku was stunned. Yes. Jia Wang nodded. What the hell is this place? Son Goku was surprised. This is not heaven, nor hell, but the realm of the Realm King. The Realm King replied. Forget it, don't worry, I don't understand anyway. Son Goku shook his head. World King, this kid is quite casual. Well, don't talk so much nonsense, hurry up and grab Beerus, otherwise I won't teach you Kung Fu. The King of Realm urged. Understood, I have to work harder. Son Goku got up. By the way, put on the load-bearing clothes and shoes that you just took off, so the effect will be better. Jia Wang suggested. Why wear it? It's more difficult to run like that. Son Goku said solemnly. I'm telling you, the planet Saiyan lives on is basically the same gravity as here, and they practice there. The King of the world smiled slightly. Son Goku, no wonder they are so powerful. You know some of Saiyan's secrets, right? The Realm King smiled. It's not just this. Saiyan has the ability to fight since he was born. This is the most dangerous. It doesn't matter, I am Saiyan too. Son Goku smiled. The king of Jia was stunned. Is this kid also Saiyan? It doesn't feel like it. Chi Tian returned to Bulma's residence after sending Son Goku to Jaevongsheng. Chi Tian, where is Goku? Bulma asked. I was sent to another place to practice. Chi Tian smiled. Chi Tian, can Goku really defeat the Saiyan named Vegeta? Bulma asked again. It's not clear now, it just depends on how he cultivated during the next period of time. Chi Tian smiled. Of course it also depends on how far he has achieved his comprehension of freedom. If, Bulma said, if Goku really loses to that Vegeta, do you want to open one eye and close one eye? Are you really planning to give him the Dragon Ball to fulfill his wish? Yes, I will leave this planet. Chi Tian nodded. Then what about me? What should I do? Bulma was about to cry. Do you have the heart to let me be so delicate? I will take you and your parents away, and take them to live on other planets. Chi Tian replied, the universe is so big, and there are too many planets suitable for human habitation. I will find a more suitable one for you. Interested to live? I don't want it. I just want to live on the earth. Bulma pouted. Then let them work hard to practice. Chi Tian said. Too much. Bulma was speechless for a while. Afterwards, Bulma returned to the room and took out his cell phone to call Klin and others. What? Is Chi Tian really not going to make a move? Heelin exclaimed. He did say that, if the earth is really destroyed, he will take me and my parents away from here. Bulma sighed, so you guys hurry up and practice. Klin, okay, I see, I will work hard. Klin nodded vigorously. After hanging up the phone, Klin's expression also became heavy. Klin, what's the matter? Li Ping asked. Just now Bulma called and said, Chi Tian will definitely not make a move. Heelin sighed, so let's die this hard. We must save this planet through our own efforts. Klin, you said before that Chi Tian is very powerful, is he really stronger than Goku? Li Ping expressed doubt. If you see Chi Tian take action with your own eyes, you will know how powerful he is. Klin said. It doesn't matter whether Chi Tian is very powerful or not, but there is one thing I can be sure of. Tien Shinhan said, it is better to rely on others than to rely on yourself. This is the truth. Tien Shinhan, you are right. Klin nodded, let's cheer together. The soldiers began to practice hard again. A certain planet. Supreme Kai and Jibit temporarily settled here. So sad. The dignified Supreme Kai, if you have a home, you can't go back. There is no way. There is a terrible monster in the house, Majin Buu. Supreme Kai and Jabit didn't dare to go back. Isn't it looking for abuse when I go back? Jibit, more than 10 years have passed without knowing it. Supreme Kai sighed. Yes, I don't know what happened to Majin Buu. Jabit wiped his sweat. Planet Beerus. Master Beerus's level is not very good. It's also more than 10 years of development time. Under the management of Master Beerus, the comprehensive level index of the 7th universe has dropped again. Whis sighed. Can you blame me? Beerus's face went dark. It's obviously Supreme Kai. That fool doesn't act, okay. If it weren't for Mr. Beerus to beat Mr. Supreme Kai, it wouldn't make our universe's comprehensive level index become second to last. Whis was tired. Chi Tian finally made the universe comprehensive level the third from the bottom. Well, you have dropped another place. That said, I have sealed the fellow Majin Buu and put it back on Earth. Hasn't the idiot Supreme Kai returned yet? Beerus asked. No, it's still dangling on another planet. Whis shook his head. Did you tell him about Majin Buu? Beerus asked. No, Lord Beerus didn't let me say it either. Whis shook his head. Tell him, let him quickly return to the Supreme Kai world, where he can better observe the entire universe. Beerus said with a black face, there are not many planets that need me to destroy at all, and now the most important thing is. The thing is to build more living planets in this universe. Okay, I will contact Supreme Kai now. Whis nodded, and immediately changed the scepter, and began to contact Supreme Kai. Is it you, the mage next to that cat? Supreme Kai heard Whis' voice all at once. Whis, I'm an angel, but you call me a mage. Lord Supreme Kai, how stupid you are. Master Supreme Kai, Majin Buu has been sealed by Master Beerus and returned to its original location on the Earth. Whis sighed and explained to Supreme Kai, Master Supreme Kai should stop wandering outside, and quickly return to Supreme Kai world, build this universe well. You don't have any conspiracy? Supreme Kai asked dubiously. Whis covered his forehead and didn't want to talk anymore. What conspiracy can I have? That's all, Master Supreme Kai, take care. Whis sighed and interrupted the call. Supreme Kai immediately told Jebbet about it. That cat sealed Majin Buu again. What are they trying to do? I really don't understand what they mean. Jebbet scratched his head, a little puzzled. I also think it's a conspiracy. If it doesn't work, let's go back to the Supreme Kai world and take a look. Supreme Kai proposed. Master Supreme Kai, you can't take the risk alone. Jebbet quickly discouraged. But we can't just wander outside. Supreme Kai replied. Well, I'll go back and have a look first, and then I will go to the Earth again, so that even if there is a problem, it will only sacrifice me. Jebbet proposed. Alright, then you must be careful. Supreme Kai nodded. I'll be careful, Jebbet replied. Jebbet quickly returned to the Supreme Kai world. Sure enough, the breath of Majin Buu is no longer in the Supreme Kai world. Soon after, Jebbet went to the Earth again and saw Majin Buu's seal. I really don't understand what the cat wants to do, Jebbet scratched his head. However, after seeing Majin Buu's seal, Jebbet was also relieved. Immediately, Jebbet teleported to Supreme Kai's side. Master Supreme Kai, Majin Buu is indeed sealed. Jebbet said, it's just that what I don't understand is what they want to do. Jebbet, it seems that the biggest headache for us is not Majin Buu, but the cat who doesn't know the origin. Supreme Kai sighed, as far as I know, that cat seems to have destroyed a lot of planets. Yes, he is more destructive than Majin Buu. Jebbet nodded gravely, but we are not his opponents at all, what should we do? Lord Supreme Kai. Go back to the Supreme Kai world first. This kind of thing can only be counted as one step. Supreme Kai wanted to cry. I am the greatest god in this universe. Why am I so embarrassed now? I feel so tragic. Planet Beerus. Master Beerus, Master Supreme Kai finally returned. Whis said. That's good for him to build our universe first. Beerus nodded. There are too few planets that need to be destroyed at the moment. I'd better take a nap at this time. After speaking, Beerus went to the castle and fell asleep. When you have this time, don't you sleep soundly? I feel that my work is already serious. Even if Zeno-sama is held accountable, it will only be held accountable for the idiot Supreme Kai. 6th Universe. Champa Planet. Hey, Vados, guess what good things I found? Champa said to Vados with a look of excitement. What? Vados was taken aback for a moment, and then lowered his voice. Master Champa should speak quietly. Chi-Tien is cultivating. If you quarrel with him, be careful that he comes over to trouble you. Champa, I am so tragic. What has happened in the past 10 years? I can't beat this kid unexpectedly. Champa was immediately persuaded. Because just 5 years ago. This is the time when Son Goku competes with freshman Piccolo Daimao. Champa stepped forward to provoke Chi-Tien because of the lack of sugar in milk tea. I have endured you for a long time. If it weren't for your milk tea made so delicious, I have cleaned you up a long time ago. It's just that when Champa really started to challenge Chi-Tien, did he feel how tragedy he was? Chi-Tien easily abused Champa. Very good. I have always wanted to find you to learn from each other. I didn't expect you to find abuse yourself. From that day on, Champa never dared to provoke Chi-Tien anymore. I can't beat it, I can't beat it. The speed of this kid's improvement is too fast. Almost Champa was a little skeptical of life. That's why Champa paled with fright after Vados said the sentence just now. Chi-Tien is cultivating, and is still working hard to complete the true self-consciousness. Only after completing the true self-consciousness, Li Mahao, can he enter the position of angel. It's just that, more than 10 years have passed, Chi-Tien still hasn't realized the essence of self-consciousness. Chi-Tien sighed and stopped practicing. It seems that I still can't comprehend it today. Oh, still can't it? Vados asked. No, Chi-Tien shook his head. Actually, this is also normal. The price that humans need to pay to become a true angel is very high. Vados sighed slightly. By the way, how did your angels come from? Chi-Tien asked. Oh, Our angel is made from the essence of the universe. Vados replied, humans want to become angels through cultivation. There is no such precedent. I told you about this a long time ago. Don't worry, one day I will transform into angel through my own efforts. Chi Tian smiled slightly. Come on, I believe in you. Vados nodded. Initially there are very few angels. If you can become a real angel, we will welcome you too. Chi Tian nodded lightly, then silently looked at Champa. Champa shivered, and immediately turned to look at the sky. Don't look at me, Master Champa, I just said that when I practice I don't want others to talk. Chi Tian looked at Champa and said, boy, don't forget, this is my planet. Champa Pia. Don't you say that I really almost forgot. Chi Tian grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Seeing the expression of Chi Tian, Champa shivered again. Master Champa, let's compare and discuss. Chi Tian smiled. No, as gods of destruction, I only use to destroy the planet, I will never fight with you. Champa immediately shouted, I suddenly remembered that there is a huge planet that needs me to destroy, I will not say goodbye. Call out. After Champa finished speaking, it turned into a bright flame and quickly sank into the void. It's just that a light blue flame is faster, and it has caught up with Champa in the blink of an eye. Boom! With only a muffled noise, Champa fell from the air and hit the ground like a cannonball, leaving a bottomless pit. Vados clutched his forehead and sighed. Lord Champa. Why are you so vulnerable? But can I be this kid's opponent now? It seems that his combat effectiveness has reached the 22nd power of 100. He enjoys this path of compressing combat effectiveness. Do you really plan to reduce the combat power to 100 to the 100th power? Chi Tian, I don't think you have been able to comprehend the true self-consciousness for so long. Isn't it related to the compression of combat power? Vados asked. I don't know, but compressing combat power is my hobby, even if I can't comprehend the true self-consciousness, it doesn't matter. Chi Tian grinned. Then you are not an angel. Vados smiled slightly. When? Chi Tian replied. When are you still compressing combat power? Vados was speechless. Compressing combat power is my hobby, even if I can't comprehend the true self-consciousness. Chi Tian replied. Vados. After all, I went around and came back. Champa jumped out of the big pit at this time and looked at Chi Tian in embarrassment. But then, Champa casually patted the dust on his body, turned his head to look at Vados and asked, by the way, Vados, what is that guy Beerus doing now? Vados. Master Champa, you are really persuaded. You are all beaten up like this. Don't you even dare to put a fart. Master Beerus, I don't know. Vados shook his head, knowing that Champa was just looking at him. Champa wanted to cry. You guys from Universe ran to me to eat and drink, but you slept at home. Hateful. Why did I provoke such a shameless? And Beerus. You guy, you quickly bring back the predecessor of your universe, gods of destruction. No, I have to think of a way to let Beerus come over to challenge Chi Tian. However, I heard that Beerus seemed to owe him a favor. I'm afraid they won't be able to fight. There is it. Let me test first. Chi Tian, I suddenly thought of a very meaningful thing. Champa grinned and looked at Chi Tian. You say it. Chi Tian smiled. I found the Super Dragon Ball. There are 7 in total, distributed in our 6th universe and 7th universe. After we gather them together, we can realize any wish. Champa smiled. Oh, really? Chi Tian smiled. Chi Tian, don't you want to be an angel? As long as you gather the Super Dragon Ball and make a wish to Shenron, you can become a real angel. Champa smiled. Is this a good way? I want to cultivate through my own efforts to become a true angel. Chi Tian smiled. Taking this shortcut does not make any sense to me. Champa nodded vigorously. I knew you would say that. It is absolutely impossible to take such a shortcut based on your persistent thoughts. I was just testing you. Quote. Chi Tian, I think you should find a very meaningful opponent. Champa sighed. Unfortunately, I am not your opponent. If your opponent is strong enough, you may be able to make your real achievements through this opponent. It's self-consciousness. Oh, where is this opponent you said? Chi Tian asked with a smile. Beerus. It's the guy Beerus, Champa said affirmatively. You said Beerus. Chi Tian smiled softly. Yes, among the many gods of destruction, Beerus is called the strongest gods of destruction. Champa nodded. Are you provoking the relationship between me and Beerus? Chi Tien stared at Champa with his eyes closed. Champa shivered. No, I absolutely don't mean that. I just want to make your self-consciousness grow up as soon as possible. Champa hurriedly explained. After all, so many years have passed, right? Master Champa has some truth in what he said. Vados took the words and said to Chi Tien, you should indeed find a suitable opponent to practice. Is it not easy to deal with Beerus with my current strength? Chi Tien shook his head. But Master Beerus seems to owe you several favors, right? Vados smiled. So, I'm afraid I can't fight. Chi Tien nodded. Then there is no way. Vados shook his head. I can't find another gods of destruction to try. Other gods of destruction. Chi Tien thoughtfully. Let's find Beerus. We can gather 7 Super Dragon Balls and make Beerus forget Chi Tien, so that Beerus can be real. Champa proposed. Champa, how do you hate Beerus? Chi Tien stepped forward and patted Champa on the shoulder. Champa was too frightened to move. There was a short silence. Chi Tien, I have no malice, really, I just want to find someone to learn from you, and strive to make you an angel as soon as possible. Champa explained. You have a good idea. Go ahead and do it. Chi Tien smiled, no objection. Champa was stunned. Champa thought he had heard it wrong. Is this guy serious? About how long will it take to get 7 Dragon Balls together? Chi Tien asked. Soon, it's only half a day. Vados, you and I will look for these 7 Dragon Balls together. Champa said to Vados. Okay, Lord Champa. Vados nodded. Anyway, I am idle as well, just go with you. Chi Tien said with a smile. No problem, welcome to join the team looking for Dragon Ball. Champa responded readily. Chi Tien glanced at Champa silently. Let me follow this product to find the Super Dragon Ball. Anyway, Zizai has not made the slightest progress at the moment. Going to find Dragon Ball in the universe is also a practice. The 3 of them quickly sank into the starry sky and started the journey to find the Super Dragon Ball. Through the scepter, Vados easily found the 3 Super Dragon Balls of the 6th universe. Champa brought these 3 Super Dragon Balls together. There are still 4 Dragon Balls in the 7th universe. While the guy Beerus is sleeping, let's go and steal those 4 Dragon Balls. Champa suggested. Okay, Lord Champa. Vados nodded. Chi Tien, don't you object? Champa asked Chi Tien again. No objection. Chi Tien smiled slightly. Call out. The 3 of them flew quickly in the direction of the 7th universe. Very smoothly, the Chi Tien trio found 4 Super Dragon Balls in the 7th universe. At the next moment, Champa controlled 4 Super Dragon Balls and returned to the 6th universe. The 7 Super Dragon Balls were just collected and stacked in the starry sky of the 6th universe. 7 Dragon Balls, each Dragon Ball is as huge as a planet. Finally got it together, then I'm going to fulfill my wish. Champa grinned. Okay, Lord Champa. Vados nodded slightly. My wish is very simple. It is to make Beerus forget what happened over the past 20 years. Champa smiled. What do you think? Chi Tien. Yes. Chi Tien nodded. Okay, I will summon the Dragon of God. Champa grinned and shouted at the 7 Super Dragon Balls, come out and send the Dragon of God, I want to fulfill my wish. The golden glow on the 7 Super Dragon Balls bloomed, illuminating the entire starry sky. Suijin, these 7 Super Dragon Balls gathered into a golden beam of light. The golden beam of light transformed into a golden dragon. The golden dragon is too big. AHFD, the body of the dragon is even the size of a galaxy. Simply the eyes of a giant dragon are as big as the sun. The Dragon of God. Appear. It's so big. Vados sighed. Chi Tien. Vados, your voice makes me think a little bit. Chi Tien, what are you doing looking at me? Vados looked at Chi Tien. It's okay, I just think your voice is so good. Chi Tien said. Dragon of God, it's the first time I've seen you. Vados turned off the subject. Those who have collected the Dragon Ball, speak out your wish, I can realize any wish. The voice of the God Dragon rang in the starry sky. Dragon of God, let Beerus lose the memory of more than 20 years. Champa said in God's language to the Dragon of God. Okay, no problem, said the Dragon of the Gods, a group of golden flames gleaming in his eyes. Call out. The golden flames only appeared in the castle on the planet Beerus in an instant. Snapped. The golden light covered Beerus's body. Your wish is fulfilled, goodbye. After the dragon of God said, it turned into 7 golden streamers, and quickly disappeared. Chi Tien, this guy Champa really realized this wish. I thought you were going to do some conspiracy. How bad are you? Are you trying to kill Beerus? Isn't he your brother? In fact, how does Chi Tien know this subtle relationship between Champa and Beerus? Although the two are brothers, they sometimes have big conflicts. Especially in the case of Chi Tien, Champa felt very uncomfortable in his heart. I'm worried all day, but you are fine, sleeping in Chi Tien's castle. This Chi Tien is obviously the gods of destruction of your universe. But every day I eat and drink on my planet, molesting my angel. Shameless. However, Champa is not too good to over-target Chi Tien. Chi Tien's goal is to become an angel. Champa heard that Vados once mentioned that Master Grand Priest praised him a lot when he learned about it. Therefore, Champa did not dare to engage in some conspiracies against Chi Tien. If you let Grand Priest know, maybe you will be killed. Champa did not dare to target Chi Tien, so he had to vent his anger on Beerus. So after thinking about it, Champa thinks this method is really great. Let Beerus forget Chi Tien, there will definitely be a good show in the future. I'm really looking forward to it. 7th Universe. Planet Beerus. Whis obviously saw the golden flame too. Immediately afterwards, pictures appeared on the crystal ball of the scepter in Whis's hand. Oh, it turned out to be like this. Whis quickly understood what had happened to Beerus. Poor Lord Beerus, you just forgot everything. If you forget it, it's not very important anyway. Beerus fell asleep and couldn't help yawning. Immediately afterwards, Beerus rolled over and slept deeper. Beerus has forgotten all the memories of Chi Tien, that is, all the things that have happened in the past 20 years. The 6th Universe, the planet of Champa. Beerus has forgotten what happened in the past 20 years. It's great, Champa grinned. So, when will he come to challenge me? Chi Tien asked. This guy may have to sleep for a few more years to wake up. Champa wiped his sweat. So, after having been busy for a long time, will he have to wait for a while before he can wake up? Chi Tien squinted his eyes and looked at Champa. Champa began to shiver again. What a mistake. I forgot that Beerus is still sleeping. If it doesn't work, you can actually wake him up with a cup of milk tea. Champa muttered. What, my previous gods of destruction, do you want to make another cup of milk tea for that guy? Chi Tien smiled and looked at Champa. Champa cried at the time. Not like this. Let's wait patiently. He will wake up one day, Champa said quickly. All right, then I will wait. Chi Tien nodded, still not embarrassing Champa, and said to Vados, let's go back, Vados. Vados nodded and asked Champa again, Master Champa, how about you? Don't you go back together? Well, it suddenly occurred to me that there are still several planets that I need to destroy. I will go back later. Champa said quickly. On the way back, Chi Tien, you are too much. Vados sighed, look, you scared Master Champa so hard to come back. I didn't scare him, it was he himself. Chi Tien grinned. But again, what is your current combat effectiveness? Vados asked. The more you go up, the harder it is to practice. After 10 years, I changed from the 18th power of 100 to the 22nd power of 100. Chi Tien sighed. Vados, will you chat anymore? 100 to the 22nd power, you still feel too little. This is 44-0s behind 100. I'll go, can I write it on a piece of A4 paper? Vados, do you think my strength surpasses you now? Chi Tien asked. Vados, there was a short silence. Angel is not warlike, Vados said. World King Star. After a long and short period of time, Vegeta and Nappa's universe spacecraft finally approached the Earth. Son Goku raised his hands high, light blue energy appeared in his hands. It is Spirit Bomb. On the opposite side of Son Goku, the Realm King controls a stone suspended in the air. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.